looking forward to tuning in on a Tuesday. I find myself like really intrigued by what we're going to get, just because I have no idea what to expect. It might be something awful, it might be something cringe, but then it might be something amazing, and it might be something that I really don't want to miss. So we'll see how it goes. As we said, a bit of a mixed bag at the moment, but definitely an intriguing show. I haven't actually seen what we've got in store tonight. I know that there's a chance we'll still have Hit Row around, and we'll still have like Aaliyah around and Zia Lee, people like that, because I don't think they move up for a few weeks, but I suppose if they've got nothing for them, there's nothing really stopping them from moving up. So I don't know if we're going to see them or not. I'm going to jump over now to NXT and just have a quick look over at the NXT account and just see if they've actually released a bit of a preview. I haven't had a chance to really see much today because I took a little while to set up that stream that we just did, because I did the amazing thing of doing that stream the other day and then deleting it all, because I thought to myself, I'm never going to need this again. And then all of a sudden I realised, oh, I could do a little review thing. That would be fun. And then it turned out I did need it again. So I had to download it all, set it all back up. And that took up quite a bit of my day. So that's what I was doing. Let me jump over to NXT. Have a look, see what we've got over there. We have got breaking news. MSK, Nash Carter, Wesley will now defend the tag titles in a fatal four-way against Josh Briggs and Jensen, James Drake and Jack Gibson, the grizzled young veterans, and Carmelo Hayes and bout it, man, Trick Williams. So we're going to see MSK taking on grizzled young veterans, taking on Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams, and taking on Josh Briggs and Brooks Jensen. So we've got NXT tag titles being defended tonight. So that's been announced. As well as that, we're going to hear from Tommaso Ciampa. We've got Mandy Rose taking on Ember Moon. We've got LA Knight in action taking on Odyssey Jones. That'll be good. I look forward to that. New talents are going to debut and more. So Stu Bennett has done a little preview thing for us. So I've just retweeted that out. So there we go. We've got the tag titles on the line. We've got Mandy Rose and Ember Moon. We've got LA Knight taking on Odyssey Jones. We're going to hear from the champ. And we've got even more talent on the way. New talents on the way. So very much looking forward to that. Will, shout out to you. I hope you are well. Appreciate the support, bud. Shout out to everyone that's joining us. Someone asked me the other day, they're like, do you prefer knives or do you prefer forks, right? I know this is random, but I told the story about how I always take a knife and I never use it. And I've got 4 of them right here. Well, I tend to, like, grab dinner and I'll eat it down here and I'll do graphics and I'll watch, like, some bits that I need to watch, like, you know, I might watch, like, Jim Cornette review of something, or I might watch something on the network or something like that. So I'll tend to have something to eat literally here. And I tend to just eat with a fork so that I've got my other hand free. So I've now got this, like, collection of knives. So, I mean, I'm like Drew McIntyre, only even more dangerous, because he's got a sword, but he doesn't have 4 knives, does he? So, I'm like Daisy Scissorhands. That's what you can call me, Daisy Kruger. As we're getting closer to Halloween, I could, like, strap these onto my hands. I'd be like Dazarine. That's what I could be. Dazarine, I could have them there. Be just like some of your favourite comic book hero stars. So, yeah, that was an honest answer I gave the other day about do I prefer knives or forks. I prefer forks. Days, do you think Elektra Lopez should be the one to dethrone Roman? Do I think Elektra Lopez should be the one to dethrone Roman? I think she should be the one to beat everyone. I think she should be the first WWE superstar in history to go completely undefeated, even though she's already lost a match. Days, I didn't know you was doing that draft review. In all fairness, I only thought about it last night. I didn't know I was doing it, hence why I deleted all of the stuff. I didn't have any plans to do it, but I thought about it last night. I think I might have mentioned it during the Raw stream at one point, but I was just kind of thinking I want to look at how the rosters shape up. I want to look at some of the potential matches we could get. I want to have a look at who's got the better women's division. I want to have a look at who's got the better tag division. I want to have a look and see what the mid-cards look like. What are the next challenges for Roman? And I think the best way to do that was to get the graphics and actually see it. It's all well and good having it written down, but I think I sorted it out into a women's division, a tag division, mid-card, main event scene, and just kind of played around with that a little bit. And it just helps me now kind of visualize things. Plus also, now if someone says, what roster is Liv Morgan on? I know it's Raw. What roster is Xia Li on? I know it's SmackDown. What roster is B-Fab on? It's SmackDown. What roster is Angel Garza on? It's SmackDown. He's in the tag division. What roster is Doudrop on? It's Raw. We just spoke about her. What roster is... So I've got a much better knowledge now of where everyone is. And also I know what the main event scene looks like, mid-card looks like, women's division, tag division. So, yeah, it was good. It was well worth doing. Well worth doing. And there's a few things that came out of it. I think for me that's... I don't want to go over it again, but the SmackDown main event is definitely of interest because there's not an obvious main event there. So there's lots of theories and things they can do, but I think that's what wrestling fans enjoy. It's kind of thrown around a few theories about, well, what if they do this? What if they do that? What if, Jeff Hardy becomes Willow and he goes up against Roman? What if they turn Cesaro face? And so you start going down all those roads. So it's definitely worth doing. What brand is Mace on? Mace on SmackDown. Because T-Bar is on... Oh, hang on. Yeah. Mace is on SmackDown. Mace is on SmackDown because T-Bar's on Raw. Why did you bring a knife with you if you never used them? Well, I'll tell you why I bring a knife. Because for my whole life, and it's just a habit, I've always, when it's time for dinner, I'll grab dinner, and without even looking at what it is, I grab a knife and a fork. I mean, sometimes you might need it. Do you know what I mean? If it's a steak or something, you're going to need a knife. But, most of the time, you can pretty much cut whatever food you're eating with the side of the fork. You don't need the knife. So, but if it's a steak you do, there's a few things that you're definitely going to need. If it's spaghetti bolognese, you don't need a knife. What are you going to use a knife for with spaghetti bolognese? So, don't need that. You can just put the fork in, twizzle it round. Lovely stuff. I was trying to think what I had fish pie tonight. I had fish pie, some potatoes, some vegetables. Don't need a knife for that. Fish pie isn't hard enough. It was had a nice crumbly top. Absolutely beautiful. Side of a fork will do that. No problem whatsoever. So if you're being told that you need a knife and fork, it's a lie. If you're a youngster out there that's being told lies about needing knives and forks, just say, no, I'm not putting up with this. I don't need a knife and fork. Wrestling Days told me so. So, yeah, I'm in the habit of grabbing a knife and fork before I even see the food. But to be perfectly truthful, even when I see the food, I probably still grab a knife and fork because I'm just conditioned that way. This has turned into therapy for me right now. I feel like I'm in therapy. But, yeah, it's just a little glimpse into my world. Tony D'Angelo is debuting tonight. Oh, Ma, we're going down the meat market, eh, Ma? We're gonna get the meat from the meat market. What you mean, Ma? The meat market's closed. Tony D'Angelo. But that'll be a riot. James Chadwick said, just use a spoon for some things. I don't know. Outside of soup and stew, I don't know why I'm reaching for a spoon. Don't know why I'm reaching for a spoon. That would be pretty wild. I I'm normally made aware in advance if it is going to be stew, or we never have soup for dinner. Soup for dinner. Hard times! Like, we don't have soup for dinner. So we do have stew sometimes, but I am warned way in advance so that I know not to get a knife and fork. Yeah, I mean, other than that, what are you getting a spoon for? Spoons are for dessert. That's it. Dessert. That's it. I mean, if you're having dinner and it requires a spoon, you need to man up. You need to reach adult level of life. Yeah, because it strikes me that you're having jelly and ice cream for dinner if you're reaching for a spoon. So I think it's a real glimpse into James Chadwick's psyche if he's having dinner and reaching for a spoon on a regular occasion. I use the spoon for most things, like cottage pie. Oh my god. Oh my, James, don't. Just don't. You don't need to admit these things on stream, James. You don't need to admit these things. Oh, James, why are you reaching for a spoon, mate? Why are you reaching for a spoon? You're not 5, are you? You're not sat in a high chair with a bib on, yeah? I mean, there's one thing me telling people don't use a knife, but I'm certainly not telling people that it's all right to use a spoon, like, for being an adult. Like, honestly, James, come on, mate. Come on. James, you know when you've got your spoon and you're going in for your fish pie, yeah, and you've got your fish pie on the spoon, do you go, woo, open wide, oh, let the plane in, boom, here comes the plane. Ah. Are you doing that as well, James? Because that's how it's coming across, and I'm not the only one thinking it. Just saying. I use a spoon for applesauce. Yeah, but that's still part of the dinner process, isn't it? Like, I'm sure there's applesauce there, and you've got your meal, and you reach, but that is part of the applesauce. It's in with the applesauce. Do you know what I mean? Like, I would imagine it's on the table in with the applesauce. Like, yeah, you're not getting a fork or a knife to do that. That spoon is there specifically for the applesauce. I mean, you don't need a spoon for dinner. Stop talking about spoons. Johnny said, Days, I spent the whole day watching Escape the Undertaker. Cool. I haven't seen it. I don't know if it's any good. I'd be interested in giving it a go, seeing if I can escape the Undertaker. I got a feeling it's like a kid's Halloween thing, so I don't know how much I would get from it. But I like the Undertaker. Might be all right. If there's anyone had a go, anyone but James Chadwick. I don't need to know. I bet James Chadwick loved it. I bet when he was having his slumber party with his friends, yeah, I bet they were scared. I bet James Chadwick and his friends were behind their duvets like this. Oh, I don't like it. Oh. Like that. That was James Chadwick hiding behind his duvet. So anyone other than James Chadwick, has anyone had a look at the Undertaker thing? Adrian K, shout out to you. Appreciate the support, dude. I don't use silverware. I eat everything with just my hands. Do you know what? That's how it should be. That's how nature intended it to be. Just eating with your hands. Street food's very good for, like, eating with your hands. Kind of like that. Something quite satisfying. I think in India as well, there's a lot that they tend to eat with their hands. They've got cutlery, of course. But I know there's a lot of, like, curries and things that you can eat with your hands. A lot of, like, traditional Indian dishes. That's cool. I'm down for that. Does Sasha have a chance of winning the Smackdown Women's Championship at Crown Jewel? Yeah, I think she's got a chance. I'm not saying that she's going to, but I think she's got a chance. James Chadwick hasn't seen it yet. Wants to wait till he's a little bit older. But shout out to you, James. I eat spaghetti with my bare hands. A little bit weird. I want to be Inspector Gadget, says XFL 2023. That's awesome. Imagine thinking you're too good for a spoon. I'm not saying I'm too good for a spoon. I'm just saying that I'm an adult. And as a result, like, I'll use a spoon when a spoon's required. But there's other utensils that... Do you know what I mean? If I'm out with a lady, maybe having some nice wine... Do you know what I mean? I'm using all the cutlery at that point, don't get me wrong. You know, I'm reaching for knives and I'm like, you are so funny. Oh, so tell me again, who are you? And like when I'm, you know, at that point, I'm going to do that. But if I'm at home, just, you know, I'm busy. I'm a busy man. I'm just reaching for a fork and that'll do. Doing stuff over here and I'm eating with the fork. I'm reaching for a spoon, even when I'm on my own. Do you know what I mean? I've got standards. So you eat mashed potato with a fork? Yes. Yep. I mean, how soft is your mashed potato? Is your mashed potato so soft that you put a fork in and it just starts trickling through the fork? Is your mashed potato so soft that you have to use a spoon to try and like is your mashed potato like liquid? What do you mean? What do you mean? Do I use a fork? Yes, I do. Use a fork for mashed potato. Do you know why? Because it's perfectly fine to use a fork for mashed potato. Because I have mashed potato that is actually done correctly. And a fork, you can dig it in and get out and eat and enjoy and look like an adult. Yeah? So you don't sit there with a spoon going, oh, like this. Yeah, with my mashed potato. Oh my God. If I was out with a lady... and she used the spoon on mashed potato, that might be a deal breaker. That might be enough for me to go, I've got to go. Like during the meal. And she'd be like, what do you mean? I'd be like, I'm a paramedic and someone's calling me. Like, I'd have to make up something like that. Because using a spoon on mashed potato is very suspect to me. That is very, very suspect. I would love if we could find like a graph of all the foods and then what utensil you are supposed to use. Yeah, because I think there'd be very little spoonage. Very little. Very little. Spoons are made for mashed potato. They are not made for mashed potato. Come on. Taboy, don't. Come on. Come on. You're better than that, Taboy. You're better than that. Taboy, if you want to be going out with Julia Hart, you need to sort this stuff out. Liv and Zelina said, I use a fork for mashed potato. Yeah, because Liv and Zelina stand, you're normal. I mean, right now, this is... I don't want to stick on this subject for too long, because it's a weird subject. But I think what we're seeing right now is we are really sorting out, like, the normal people from the people that need to be on some sort of watch list. That's what we're doing at the moment. Like... And I don't even think people realise that's what's happening. But I think if you are answering these questions wrong, the community is seeing. I mean, I don't know about anyone else, but I am taking notes right now of people that are now on a concern list. You know, you can learn a lot from people by what utensils they use. Do you still use the spife? Do you know what? I actually don't know where it is, and I'm very upset about it. I think what happened was I used it in a video and I threw it, because normally I'll open it and go, like that. And it actually went into a different realm, because I've tidied this room and I have no idea where it's gone. So I legitimately don't know where it's disappeared to. I don't know where it is. But no, I don't use... At no point did I ever use a spife for dinner. Can we just get that out there? And for those wondering what that is, it was a spoon-knife combo, right? Which I believe you use for kiwi fruits. So what you do is you cut open the kiwi fruit with the knife, and then you switch it and use the spoon to kind of scoop out. See, spoons are great for scooping out. Yeah, scooping out things that need scooping out. Very good for that. Not so good for, like, mashed potato or things like that. You can use it. I'm not saying that you can't use it. I'm just saying that you shouldn't use it. That's what I'm saying. And let's not forget, I'm English. Yeah, and that means that I know loads about etiquette. That's how it works. I don't make the rules. I just know the rules. Of course, Days doesn't use a spife. It's too much spoon. Days, what match would you think could be a match contender if there was just one main roster brand? I think Shinsuke Finn at WrestleMania would be a match of the year contender. Oh my god. What if we were to have two people in a match? What could be a match of the year contender? My head is just like all these names. Because, I mean, I can't see how... AJ versus Kevin Owens. AJ's got to be one of the best wrestlers on there. Kevin Owens is super underrated. So, AJ versus Kevin Owens would come to mind. Cesaro's brilliant in the ring. Roman gives you that big fight feel. So, Roman's matches, you could argue, have been the best matches of 2021. I think if you was compiling a best match of 2021 list, I think there would be Roman matches on there. So you could certainly include him in that conversation. But yeah, I've got no issue with what you said. I think Nakamura is underrated. The only problem is he just doesn't seem to be allowed to do the kind of matches he's capable of. Nakamura is capable of more than what we see, to be honest. So I would like to see more from him. But I don't know if they just purposely water them down. But Nakamura in New Japan was a lot more adventurous than Nakamura in WWE, which will come to the surprise of absolutely nobody. Check Twitter. I don't want to, boy. Why am I checking Twitter? Why am I doing it? Tell me why I've got to do it. Tell me why I've got to leave all my friends to go to Twitter. Don't want to. CCSYT said Ricochet as Prince Puma versus Finn as Prince Devitt to find out who the real prince is. Did you ever catch your imposter? No. The police are still investigating, but honestly, I think Wrestling Dave might have something to answer for. That's all I'm going to say. Come on, Days, don't be a child. I'm not the one that eats mashed potato with a spoon or fish pie with a spoon, so let's not go throwing names around. Edward said, I don't understand why people are so strange. When I use a fork for my dinner, and I use a fork for mashed potato, and a spoon for other things like soup and ice cream, dude, you're absolutely right. You've got nothing wrong there. No one thinks you're strange for that, and if they do, it's on them. You are, that's exactly how you use those utensils. You've been raised well, Edward. Delmar says, do you think WWE should either release Kevin or have him sit at home? Because if he is going to look miserable, why do you want that negative energy in the locker room? I don't think he would be miserable if he was given something of value to do. So I think that he is not thrilled at being on Raw, because we've all seen Raw. And I also think that when he looked at the script, and again, this is just me, thinking what I'm seeing. I think when he looked at the script and it said, go to the ring, you get interrupted by Akira Tozawa, hit a stunner and leave, he probably thought, this is why I'm here today. This is my career, and this is what they want me to do today. Is this. At the start of the year, he was in a feud with Roman, and now he finds himself just doing nonsense, nothing segments. So I can understand him being frustrated. He values himself, and he values his work higher than how he's being used at the moment. And when you've got people out there like AEW that would use him, take him and use him well, I can understand his frustration. I think all you need to do is you just need to make sure he's booked well. Just put him in a good feud. Give him a good feud to get his teeth into. Give him something like that. Keep him happy. And then I don't think he would be so down. I think rather than like having him sit at home or anything, you've got a great wrestler. Just use him. You've got a real exceptional wrestler, someone that you can work the mid card, he can work the main event, you can put him in a tag team, he can work face, he can work heel. He's a great promo. He is everything that you would want in a wrestler. If you're building a division out of all the wrestlers that are available, you surely have Kevin Owens there. I'd have Kevin Owens on my roster. If I was out of all the available wrestlers, Kevin Owens makes my roster. He might not be my top guy, but he's on my roster. I'm definitely taking him. So that'd be a fun video, actually, wouldn't it? If you looked at like the AEW roster, the Impact roster, the Raw roster, the NXT roster, the Smackdown roster, even New Japan if you wanted, and then you just say, right, take say 20 guys, take 10 women, take 10 tag teams, and see what you could come up with. Man, what a roster that would be! What an incredible roster that would be. But I genuinely think that Kevin Owens makes that list. So I wouldn't have him. Sitting at home. I would just use him better. Harley said, "I use a fork. Hot mashed potato with gravy is awesome work. Awesome work." Didn't Kevin Owens have a talk show segment? Don't remember the name. Yeah, KO show. He had the KO show thing, but he is better than that, to be honest. I mean, I know that Roddy Piper had Piper's Pit, but the talk show segments are so bad. Like, the decorating of like how they're done is really poor. I will give Alexa Bliss credit here that her talk show segment, the playground thing, I know it wasn't really a talk show thing, but she did have some guests on. It's probably the most interesting that a ring has actually been decorated for a talk show segment. If I think to how they used to be, like, you think back to the barber shop. I mean, how is WWE making more money than ever, but their talk show segments look like they have never looked this bad? If you think back to how great the barber shop looked with Brutus the Barber Beefcake and he had like the barber shop set, or think back to how Piper's Pit looked, how amazing that was. Like, they've had some amazing talk show segments. Now, at the moment, it's literally like the KO show is a stand with like KO show on, or Ding Dong Hello was a door with a couple of chairs. Like, it's just, I wish, if they're going to do the KO show, give him a proper set. Give him a proper set and do it so that it looks quite impressive and have it as a regular thing. If you want to do that and then have him wrestle some matches as well, that could work. That could be cool. But I do think that having him doing what he's doing at the moment, which is just wasting his time, is very frustrating. Ding Dong Hello with the door. Days, I had a weird dream. I was swimming with Boris Johnson and he was naked. Well, I'm going to stop you there before I throw up. I was going to continue reading it, but I am in danger of actually throwing up. So I'll stop you right there. I was looking at the chat trying to figure out why Days was going on about mashed potato. Just educating people, William. You know what it's like, mate. You know what it's like. The second Piper's Pit looked better than the first Piper's Pit. Do you know what? I don't even know if I could tell the difference between the Piper. Well, I probably could tell the difference, but I would need to have a look at both the Piper's Pits to compare them. Your knowledge on the difference between those is going to be greater than mine. But yeah, I would still stand by what I said. I would like to see them do more with their talk show segments. Because I think they're quite important segments. I think you can get a lot out of them. And certainly if they were like regular, each week we get the same, like, every week on SmackDown you get the same kind of talk show segment. Same with Raw. Be good. Did you see Twitter where Bayley said she wants to be a part of a faction with Dolph, AJ and Big E? I didn't. I don't think that she will do that. To be honest, I don't think that she will be a part of a faction like that. I don't even know what brand she's going to. She's a free agent at the moment. Edward said Mia Yim was great in TNA. I would love that Mia Yim in WWE. Austin said, I hope Days has dreams about spoons tonight. Pfft. No. No actual spoon for soup. No, you have a... Come on. You definitely use a spoon for soup. No one's saying that. But how many people are having soup for dinner? Maybe as a starter, but... I mean, I don't know about you, but I ain't having starters at home. Is anyone having starters before their main at home? Maybe if it's Christmas, but not having that most nights. William said, I want to do a show on Raw called The Dong Show. When someone says something about my dong, I run up to a gong and I slap it with my dong. Wow. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I can't see that happening on WWE. In fact, I don't want to see that happening at all. But thank you for your input, William. Days, check the Twitter. It will solve your weird fork fetish. Right, to boy, I'm going to do it this once. You're taking me away from my friends. I'm doing it once. Boy says, why not just use a spork? In all fairness, who's got a spork in their house? It's a really weird item, a spork, because I don't know that I've ever seen a metal one. I've only ever seen plastic ones. You probably can get metal ones, but I don't think that they're in most people's homes. That tends to be something you get from like takeaway things, isn't it? But yeah, I've never seen a metal spork. I wouldn't want to go down that road. It's never been in my life. Have I ever been given one and used it? Sure, when I'm out and about. But it's never been part of my cutlery drawer. And you know what? It never will. Never will. Can I just say, the disrespect to my name is highly offensive. I'm actually gender neutral, non-binary, or whatever you call it. I do identify as a spoon. Listen, I'm actually educating people on how to use you right, so you should be thanking me, right? Because there's people out there that are using you completely wrong. So I can understand why you're so upset. Edward said, I appreciate you saying that. A friend, this community is a friend. Edward, shout out to you. Days, how do you use chopsticks? I'm okay with chopsticks. I'm okay. I mean, I can use them. I've been out to restaurants and used them. I like to try to use them when I go out. I'm probably the same as everyone else. If you go out to like a restaurant and there's chopsticks there, you'll give it a go. So I can pick up food and eat with chopsticks. I'm all right with that. But I'm not like some expert that's like, do you know what I mean? But again, not part of my cutlery drawer. I just eat soup with a knife, says Harley. I'm not even surprised anymore. I'm not even surprised. Steve said, I would rather use a knife to eat mashed potato, definitely not a spoon. Yes, Steve. Shout out to you, Steve. You show him. Steve would rather use a knife than a spoon. Don't diss mashed potatoes or cheese or beans or spaghetti hoops and spoons. I had that for 2 weeks when I was in 2004, 2005. Whoa, no one's dissing mashed potato. I have it often. I'm only dissing how it gets used. Cheese, beans, spaghetti. I ain't got no issue with these. I ain't got no issue with them. There's no fight here. I'm not picking on the mashed potato community. Yeah, I'm just saying. Fork for mashed potatoes. Fork for beans. Spaghetti, fork. All of that's fork. You would never use a spork at home. No. Are you racist towards sporks? No. Just don't have any at home. I will not stand for this injustice. I don't. They're not in my cutlery drawer, and I would be surprised if they were in yours. Because as I said, unless they make like metal ones, which I don't know that I've ever seen. The only time I ever get given them is when I'm out and about, and I have them at like I don't know the last time I had one, to be honest. Can't remember the last time I was given a spork or when I used one. In all fairness, had I have known this was coming up, I would have maybe thought about it in advance. But I didn't realise this is where the conversation was going to go this evening, so... Johnny said, I'm watching you in the bath right now. Thanks for sharing. Brony said, my spoon accountant is going to be in touch with you very soon. Harley said, eating soup with a knife. The first Piper's Pit was a room divider with a few pictures on it. The second Piper's Pit looked like it was in a castle. Was that second one the one when they did Andre Hogan? Hang on. So the first one is that when he smashed the coconut on Superfly? Because that was just like a board background, wasn't it? And he was at a table. And then the next one where it looked like he was in the castle, that is Andre and Hogan. To be perfectly honest, I'd take either. I think both of those are better than what we have now. Even the one where he's sat in front of like a backdrop. We don't get backdrops anymore. So here's let's have a look, shall we? Yeah, I don't think the castle one was around that long, was it? Because I don't remember too many examples of the castle. But I do remember the castle background for Andre Hogan. I want to find the castle background now. I want to see if there's like a picture of... it's not a great picture. I wonder where that castle background is. I wonder what happened to it. I wonder if it's in storage. Because when I think of Piper's Pit, I don't really think of the castle background. Because it didn't strike me as being around for that long. This is a weird conversation, but it's a pretty cool one. Yeah, I've got the castle background for Hulk and Andre, but I haven't got like a great image. Okay, that'll do. That's probably the best I can find. Oh, that's pretty... Yeah, it's probably the best I can find. So, all right, let me show you the two Piper's Pits that Jim was referring about. Let's go to Stream Basics. This is the castle background. So, there's Hulk and Andre. And can you see, like some of the detail work? Look at these walkways, archways. Like, this is set up by the entranceway. And it's got, like, it looks like you're in a bit of a castle or... Yeah. It is castle, isn't it? I was going to say, like, a dungeon or something, but I suppose it is like a castle. But it's got pictures on the wall and everything, and it's a shame you can't see more of it. But this looks to be around 80... Well, they face off at WrestleMania 3, don't they? So that would be what? WrestleMania, that would be about 87? 86 to 87 is when we've got this. And then, is the other one earlier? The other one where we've got, like, him and the Superfly, which is that background. So that's the other one where it's just a couple of chairs, a little table. There's him smashing the coconut off of Superfly's head. But look, you've still got this background. This is still more than what the KO show gets. Like, if the KO show had something like that, even I'd take this. It doesn't have to be the castle one. I'd take this. But either, like, the Piper's Pit one was really... Either of them I ain't got an issue with. And then the barbershop, for anyone that's never seen the barbershop. Let's have a look at the barbershop, WWF. I mean, look at that. It is amazing. The barbershop is amazing. So, let's go there. Obviously, the most famous moment is when the Rockers broke up on the barbershop. This is one that I think was at maybe a fan convention. So this is one that you could actually go and get your picture taken in. So you've got, like, they used to walk through that curtain. You had the chair. Like, they wouldn't really sit down. I don't remember them sitting down. I just remember them standing and talking in front of the barbershop. Used to have, like, a red carpet floor, which made it look a bit nicer. A few more things in the background to make it look a bit more full. And then, of course, Jannetty got thrown through the barbershop window. So he got chucked through there. But, I mean, look at that set. This is what I'm saying. How are they making more money than ever now? And we're not getting anything like this anymore. I just think, like, you've got 5 hours of live TV. And they do talk show segments, but we don't get anything like this. I think part of the reason is because they don't want to do the talk show segments away from the ring. They want the fans to be able to all see what's happening. And I suppose if you used to put a big back piece in the ring, the fans behind wouldn't be able to see. Like, those kind of segments used to happen, like, right by the entranceway. But they don't do them there now. Now they do them in the ring. So you can't really afford to block anyone's vision. So that means that your set has got to be very either small or has got to be very limited with what you can have. And I just think it's a shame. I just think you could do something different and it would look a bit better. And if you was going to do it regular and it could be something for Kevin Owens, I think that would be really cool. Interesting. Look at that. Look at that. We moved away from forks. Come on. Can't wait for Fury versus Wilder 3. Yeah, we're watching that this weekend. We're bit of sad news. We can't do the England game. Get over it. Yeah. So football days is definitely going to miss out on that. So we can't do the England game on Saturday because I don't want to mess around with UFC. UFC is, we do it every single week. We love watching it. And I remember one week I didn't do it and there was like people having a go. Because like, what did we do? We chose SummerSlam instead. SummerSlam! Which was massive. But because we chose SummerSlam over UFC, there was like people that were upset on the channel. So I definitely don't want to choose the England match over UFC. So we're going to do UFC and then we're going to do Fury Wilder 3 afterwards. So we can't do the England game, unfortunately. But we will do some football tomorrow and Thursday. And there's a second England game that's next Tuesday, so we can do that one. So, yeah, either way, we're doing Fury against Wilder. We will do that this weekend. Very much looking forward to that. Should be a good fight as well. Austin said, we did stop talking about forks, but now you've just brought it up, so we might talk about it again. Nah, be all right. We'll move on from it. We can get past it. There's no Premier League this weekend. No, it is internationals. There is the Nations League. I don't really want to go through it now, but there is like a little mini tournament that's starting tomorrow. And it's got, I think, Belgium, France, Italy, and Spain. So we've actually got like the semi-finals of an international tournament tomorrow. It's something that's been kind of going on for a little while. Actually started before the Euros, and now we've got like just the end part of it. So we've actually got a semi-final tomorrow and a semi-final on Thursday with the final, I think, on Sunday. I think it's Sunday. So, yeah, Sunday we've got that. So we will do that tomorrow and Thursday, and then we've got, like, the Nations League final. It's a proper tournament, and it'll have proper full-strength teams. England got to the semi-final of the last one. So it was England went out to the Netherlands. It was England, Netherlands, Switzerland, and France. I think that was the last Nations League semi-finals. This time around, England unfortunately didn't make it. So it is France, Belgium, Spain, and Italy. Is there a pay-per-view next year in the UK? Would you go? No. I don't go to house shows anymore, but if it was a pay-per-view, I would have to go. I wouldn't go because I'd want to stream it, and if I was there, I wouldn't be able to stream it. But if they did some sort of access thing where, you know, you got to see... I mean, they'd have to fly it all over, though. That's the only thing, so I don't think they would. To be honest, I would be way more excited to go to Access than I would to WrestleMania. My dream isn't actually to go to WrestleMania. My dream is to go to Access. I want to go to Access, not to meet the wrestlers, but I want to see... you can, like, step into a ring at Access. Like, they've done it where you can actually... If you go to Access, which is, like, the show at the convention center. So, say they do it in Florida. You'd go to the Florida Convention Center, and you could meet all of the wrestlers. Obviously, you won't be able to meet them all because they're doing it at the same time, but you'd be able to meet, like, people that you want to see. They've got legends. They've got the whole roster there, but they bring in legends as well. But they've got a massive shop that you can go around. They've got, they had Hell in a Cell. Was it Hell in a Cell or Elimination Chamber? Might have been Elimination Chamber. Actually set up, and you could go in and have your picture taken inside the Elimination Chamber. How awesome is that? They've got, like, a Hall of Fame exhibition that's got, like, loads of stuff from the warehouse. So if you want to see Andre the Giant's actual boots, if you want to see, like, some of the stuff they've got at the warehouse, they have that on display. Amazing. They've got, like, a Mattel stand, so you can see, like, the latest figures from Mattel. They've got loads of stuff, like, just loads of old entrance ways that you can have your picture taken by. I think they had, like, maybe Piper's Pit set up and things like that. Just stuff from the warehouse that you can go and get your picture. That's what I want. I want to go and get my picture taken with, you know, the old neon entranceway. I want to go inside, like, the Elimination Chamber. I want to do all that. That would excite me a lot more than going to WrestleMania. Being at WrestleMania would be cool, but I have a lot of fun streaming it with you guys and just chatting away. So I'm quite happy doing that. But actually going to Access, that would be, like, mind-blowing. Maybe not a once-in-a-lifetime thing, but I think it would be once-in-a-lifetime for me. I don't know that unless I loved it so much, I made an effort of going every year or something. But I think once you've done it, once you've stepped into a ring, once you've, you know, you can do stuff like have your own entrance. You can come down, choose someone's entrance, and you can walk out and pretend to be that person. I wouldn't be so bothered about that. I don't tend to do too much, like, dressing up and that kind of stuff, so I wouldn't be too bothered by that, but it's something you can do if you was interested. There's another one where you can actually jump off the top rope and do, like, elbows, and they've got, like, a foam pit. It's full of, like, foam things, and you can, like, do elbow drops and splashes and all that into this foam pit, which looks fun. Again, I wouldn't be too bothered by that. I want to get my picture with the Andre statue. I want to get my picture with, like, you know, those bronze statues. And get pictures with, like, some of the, like, Ric Flair robes and all those kind of things. So, yeah, I'd love to go to that. But I don't think they would do that if they brought a pay-per-view to the UK. So, I probably wouldn't go. I read on Fightful's Patreon, they're suggesting sources in WWE are keeping the women's titles on opposite shows. I don't know why they would do that. Why would you have the SmackDown women's title on Raw and just leave it? That doesn't make much sense. I don't know. I'm gonna believe that when I see it. Although, you know, Fightful are pretty good. Moldy said, we haven't had a pay-per-view for years. It might be the last pay-per-view I would have to go. Yeah, I get that. Daz said, if any legends bar The Rock came back, who do you think would be? This is for you and the chat. If any legends come back except The Rock, who do you think it would be? I think they'll use Hogan. I don't know if that counts. I mean, do you mean like for a match? If you mean for a match, then we're struggling a little bit because there's not loads of legends that I don't think we haven't seen. I mean, honestly, what legends are out there? I mean, Batista's retired. CM Punk ain't coming back. Edge is back. Big Show, no, he's over in AEW. Triple H has had a heart attack recently, so I don't see him doing anything. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, John Cena was just so dominant that, I mean, what stars were there? You're probably going to have to jump down to the mid-card and have a look at the mid-card. But honestly, there's not really a name that comes to mind. It's not. We see Stone Cold, but he wouldn't wrestle a match. We've had Hogan. We've seen Carlito. We've seen Jeff Jarrett. We've seen MVP came back. I'd love AJ Lee, but I don't see it happening. Probably the women is your best chance. I can't. There's no names that are like jumping out. Val Venus, does he still wrestle? I'd be surprised if he was still wrestling. He was around in the Attitude Era. A lot of the Attitude Era guys pretty much done. You still got Jericho around, I suppose. Jeff, maybe. I don't actually know if he still wrestles. Kane, I don't know that he's got another match. Godfather, I don't know that he's got another match. Carlito, we've seen Ryback. We said legend. Santana Garrett is on AEW Dark. What do you think we'll see from Breakker tonight? Says Mr. Clock. I think they're just gonna use him in a bit of a squash match. I don't think he's been advertised, but I could definitely see him being involved in something. But I don't think it'll be anything massive unless he makes his presence felt. Unless they're gonna pull the trigger on him and Ciampa. But I mean, that's a bit wild, isn't it? It's a bit wild for him and Ciampa to face each other. Can Kelly come back? I can't see why not. X-Pac. To be perfectly honest, I don't. A lot of those older guys from the Attitude Era, your Godfathers, your Val Venuses, your X-Pacs, I really don't know if they can wrestle still. A lot of them haven't looked that great in recent years. So, they're all fine shouts, but I just genuinely don't know if they'd have a match or not, or if they'd be able to have a match. You might be able to get like a Royal Rumble appearance out of them. So you could maybe do that. Just joined Tapology. Amazing. Shout out to you, David Walker. They need to bring back Wade Barrett. Boom. Bit of Wade Barrett. I watched an indie show. Henry Godwin had a match. Wow, that's a blast from the past. I didn't know he was still wrestling. Val Venus retired in April 2019. In fairness, even that's a lot more recent than I thought, so. Jonathan Farthing, shout out to you. Look at that. He's got a lovely pair that he likes to... He's keeping it up. You keep it up, mate. You keep it up. You've got a lovely pair. You keep it up. Shout out to you, Jonathan. Right, we are 5 minutes away. 5 minutes away from going to NXT. And we'll see what they've got in store for us this week. I don't know about you, but it does definitely feel like some of that early intrigue. Some of that kind of, it's a new show. Like, mystery. Like, what are they going to do? I think that's wore away now. So, I enjoy. I don't know what to expect. I enjoy tuning into NXT. Because as I said right at the start of this, it's very much a mixed bag. You don't know if you're going to get some amazing. You don't know if it's going to be cringe. You don't know if it's going to be a talk show segment like Lashing Out with Lisa Lashes or whatever she was called. Or you don't know if it's going to be a skit vignette thing like Johnny Gargano and Index. You don't know if it's going to be an established star like Mandy Rose. You don't know if it's going to be a new star like Von Wagner. Like, you just don't know what to expect from NXT at the moment. I kind of like that, like tuning in and not knowing what I'm going to get. So I'm definitely intrigued by what they've got for us tonight. And just showing how last week ended. And it ended with Toxic Attraction standing over Raquel Gonzalez. So it looks like we're going to be getting Mandy Rose building and taking on Raquel Gonzalez. Lash legend, said Vinji. Evan Bourne needs to come back, says FO3 Vape 8. Rowdy Warrior said, give me more Index. Sonny, shout out to you. Teddy Long should come back, says Boomers. Have you ever heard of the Ice Bucket Challenge, Shola? Shola, WWE Best Champion 1 wants to know if you've heard of the Ice Bucket Challenge. Please respond. Days, my dad got upset with me when I told him that CM Punk is better than Hulk Hogan. I don't know. You could have an interesting conversation. I think Hogan's bigger star. I think that he is someone that's achieved more. But actually, in-ring ability-wise, you could definitely say CM Punk's better. But Hogan's easily the bigger star. Legend Killer, shout out to you. Alex says, I use a knife for my mashed potato, no fork or spoon. Why you would want to admit that on a stream, I really don't know. I've no idea. You're very brave, Alex. Let's put it that way. You're very brave. There's people saying hello to everyone. Are people just joining us now? What's going on? Smackdown birthed The Undertaker. Did it. Smackdown actually birthed The Undertaker. I must have missed that episode where Smackdown gave birth to The Undertaker. That would be wild. Man United Hodge, shout out to you. Hello, hello, hello. CCSYT said, is there any chance you can give me an update on the first fights on Contender Series? I'm not watching it. I haven't got that. I haven't got it on. If I don't watch the Contender Series, I just kind of think, like, if they're good enough, then I'll just catch them when they get to. I'll catch them when they get to the main roster. James Chadwick said, Evan Bourne, aka Matt Sydal, is on AEW right now. Smackdown is Taker's mother. Yes, that is Taker's mother. Smackdown gave birth to The Undertaker and to Kane, and was married to Paul Bearer. Randy Orton would have been a good threat for Roman. That would have been interesting. Survivor Series popped Undertaker out of the big puckering hole, not SmackDown. Oh, that's a nice way to word it. the big puckering hole, you say? I use a spoon for mashed potato. Johnny, come on, mate. Don't get led astray. You're better than that. Don't. Just because there's people in the community that do weird things doesn't mean that you have to do weird things. Yeah, you're better than that, Johnny. Right, here we go. Going over to NXT. It is that time. It's NXT time. If you smell. Right, here we go. Dun, 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 dun. Hope it's a good show. Please be a good show. Please be a good show. Right. We don't get the Dana White Contender Series in the UK. Oh, do we not get it? Well, that sucks, doesn't it? Days, I've got my singlet on. And I'm ready for NXT. Come on, guys. You all know that Wrestle with Andy sat there in his Bron Breakker. Might as well be known as the Bron Breakker. The Bron Backbreaker. The Bron Breakker. The Bron Breakker. Shout out to you, Wrestle with Andy. He runs the only Bron Breakker stan account on Vine. Right, we've got MSK taking on Briggs and Jensen and grizzled young veterans. And some other people as well. But before we get to that, we've got Toxic Attraction. This will come to the surprise of nobody. Toxic Attraction standing tall last week. Making their way out. Toxic Attraction. There is JC Jane. There is Gigi, Rose-loving Dolan. And there is Mandy. Oh my God. They are not even trying to hide the fact that they're trying to turn the sexy up. What is she wearing? She's wearing like a Baywatch swimsuit with the shortest shorts that have ever been created in the history of ever. I mean, what is Mandy time? They're not even hiding this, man. They're not even hiding it. She ain't hiding anything. You ain't hiding anything in there. Oh, look at Ember with her glow-in-the-dark mask. Feeling the glow. Ember Moon. Hope you've been well. Did I accidentally turn the porn on? It's... Imagine if Tomb Raider got sexier. That's Mandy Rose. I've already got Go Away heat from Toxic Attraction. LSW, you're a young gentleman. You're a man of the world. I'd have thought you'd been into this. Ember Chance. I think we're meant to be into Mandy Rose just because she's like hot. So we're meant to be into her. We're meant to be into like her, guns, and like red meat. That's what we're aiming for. Ember bouncing off the ropes. Big slap by Mandy. Ember goes down. It's an interesting way to start this. This is a match that could have been on the main roster. Both of these women were on the main roster. I don't even know if this is PG. Houston said, I only just started watching. I'm glad I missed Simp Attraction. LB said, is this NXT or NXXXT? I mean, it is wild attire that she's wearing. It is like a Baywatch. It's a Baywatch, bathing suit with, like, the shortest shorts. What I'll do is I'll get that ring attire for next week and I'll wear it so that you can see what it looks like. Life Off Daz. Life Off Daz. Shout out to you, Life Off Daz. Life Off Daz says... Hey, Days. It's been a while. Life Off Daz, hope you are well. Formerly known as Dazzle by Nature. Says, NXT should be good. What do you think of my idea of AEW Europe? Almost like NXT UK, but the wrestlers from Europe get an AEW chance. Very good. Yeah, I like it, and it would give them a foothold in Europe as well, which they do need. They haven't been over here yet. Obviously, the show's on TV, but... honestly, I don't know. I think the wrestling fans are watching, but I don't think it hasn't reached into mainstream here. Wrestling fans are aware, but I don't know how many other fans are watching. I don't even know when it's being shown. To watch it live, you've got to subscribe to it on Fight TV. So there might be some people that are catching replays, but I don't know where they're shown anymore. So, yeah, for them to get like a permanent foothold in Europe would be a good move for them. Which brings me to NXT UK. They're opening up the BT Studios. There's going to be an audience in the BT Studios. I'd love to go to one of them. I'm down to go to one of them. That would be fun. Go to the BT Studios and actually be in the audience for one of the tapings. That would be fun. I love it. NXT UK was... a lot of fun when I went to it, and as I said, I went to a few of them. I forgot to see Volta and Miko Satomura. That'd be really cool. Right, we've got Mandy Rose stretching out Ember Moon at the moment. And throwing in an elbow to the side of the body. Crowd seem quite vocal. Right, flips her over. Mandy Rose goes down. Ember Moon looking to charge over. Nice forearm strike, and Mandy Rose goes down. Nice step up in Zaguri by Ember. Ember grabs Mandy and hurls her down. Ember up in the corner. Double knees. Double knees by Ember, and Mandy Rose goes down. Knee strike. It's not a bad little match, you know. It's not, I mean, it's not amazing, but it's not a bad little match. I really like Ember Moon. I think she could have got called up. Ember in the corner. Nice roll through. Mandy charging over. Big knee. Ember goes down. 1, 2. Oh, Mandy wins. Mandy wins. Kind of sucks. There was no outside interference. Mandy just beat her clean. Mandy beats Ember Moon. I'm pretty sure Dynamite is shown on ITV4 in the UK. I was watching it there before I was subscribed to Fight TV. Yeah, I think they have got an agreement with ITV. Ember was called up, but it didn't work out so well. Let's go, Ember. Mandy sucks. Mandy wins. But then I think they are definitely building her against Raquel Gonzalez. So, might not be the biggest surprise that she's got the win here, the victory. But flip, I mean, what is she wearing? It's going to take me a long time. It's going to take me a week to get over a ring attire. I hope they make a figure of Mandy, and I hope they don't. There won't be a single toy shop in the world that would want to stock it. Whew. I'm calling it now. Mandy's going to take the title off Raquel, says J14. Life Off Daz said, if I was Tony Khan, I would set up an AEW network app. That would be good for 2022. It's quite a bit of money. No, I wouldn't even want to think about how much that would cost. They'll probably get there, but I don't know when they're going to get there. Decisions. Here's Legado del Fantasma. Here's my boo. So they're talking about Hit Row being drafted. It's hard to respect. I'm not here to play, says Electra Lopez. Yeah, well, he might end North American champion. I think Legado del Fantasma are so much better than Hit Row. So he's challenged for the North American, and what with them going, you'd think there's a good chance that he'll drop that title. Here's Odyssey Jones. Here's the big man. Yeah, I love Odyssey. I love Odyssey. Future champ, man. Future champ. Odyssey Jones. Woo! He's loving life, man. Beth was talking about Seth. I would love Seth to come out and confront Beth and try to get into Edge's head. Mr. Clark said, apparently Hit Row will have unscripted promos. Do you think that would be a good thing? Yeah. I think they need unscripted, because I think if anyone tries to actually give them things to say with their gimmick, it'll be cringe. Don't forget, Vince had Roman say suffering succotash and stuff like this. I think Hit Row definitely need to say the things they want to say. So, yeah, I think I think that's better, that they're not being forced to say stuff. You know what I'm going to say. I just want them to stop doing the posing. I mean, last week they got into the ring and they were like doing some kind of like weird hand thing, and then they're going over to the corner and doing their little posing, and like they're singing along to their entrance music as they're like walking down, and it's all so... I just can't get... I want to get past that, because individually they're like, I can see that you can do something with B-Fab. I think she's got a good look, and her matches are fine. So you can definitely get some out of her. You can definitely get some out of Top Dollar. I say Swerve's a really good wrestler. So that's never been the issue. It's just when they're together doing their poses, it hurts my inside. It hurts my heart. So I just want that to change, but yeah, I think the fact they're not going to be given like scripted stuff is definitely better. Definitely better. I don't like Odyssey. He needs to learn a lesson from Andre Chase. Is that who? I don't know who he's facing. I did read out who he was facing, but I can't remember. Do you like good promos or good matches? Good matches. I prefer good matches. Promos are very important, but promos are there to set up matches. Promos make matches better. So, like, a good promo is meant to get you more interested in the match, but the match is the payoff. So, you know, when we talk about wrestling, I don't know that we tend to talk so much about great promos. We talk about people who can talk, and talking is... I always think that promos are like the frame around a picture. So the picture is the match, but the frame is very, very important. And all of that is the build, it's the promos, it's the momentum, it's everything that like sets up the match, basically. So I kind of think that it's all important. It's all adding to the overall picture. But I do think that the match is the most important part. When we talk about wrestling, I think we tend to talk about favourite matches and things like that. We don't necessarily talk as much about great promos. But it is still a conversation that can be had. Hit Row are like kids at school that the teacher separates. The kids are fine on their own, but together they are just trouble. Right, here's LA Knight. LA Knight. I really thought he was going to get called up, you know, LA Knight. I really thought they were going to do something with LA Knight. To be a massive star, you need to cut good promos and have good matches. That's true. It's the one thing Cesaro lacks. If Cesaro was amazing at promos, you'd have to think he'd be a multiple-time champion by now. Ember needs to turn heel. I'm sick of her losing, says Ryan. She is too good to lose, especially to Mandy Rose. What are your feelings on this ring announcer? Is it Alicia Taylor, her name? Do you know what? Is it the woman with the big hair, but she's quite tall and she has to wear flat shoes? Have you ever noticed if it is her, she has to wear flat shoes because she's really tall, and if she wore heels, she'd tower over some of the wrestlers. Fun fact about her, I actually watched a Kate Nash documentary, right? Kate Nash was a singer that had a big album in the UK, and she actually was in Glow. She was one of the actors in Glow. But I know her more as a singer-songwriter, actually. I was surprised when she got booked for Glow, you know, the wrestling show. And there was a documentary. I can't remember. One evening, I was just stuck for something to watch. So I put this documentary on, and it was a documentary of Kate Nash, right? And it was her tour. It was her trying to break America. And I watched it, and Alicia Taylor, the ring announcer for NXT, is her drummer. And the whole documentary is about them trying to break America. And Alicia Taylor's like a big part of the documentary. You actually see her helping Kate Nash move house and them going to Tokyo and them trying to break America. And she's and you see Alicia Taylor drumming in this documentary as well. Completely random. Completely random. As soon as I saw it, I was like, that looks like the woman from NXT. And then I looked into it, and it is the woman from NXT. So I knew that she'd done some drumming, but I didn't know who she'd been with. But yeah, she's all over this documentary with Kate Nash. She's not a big name, Kate Nash, but she did have a couple of big songs in the UK, and as you said, at least one of her albums might have gone to #1. Did well. And then, like, her career kind of fizzled out, and then she popped up in Glow as one of the actors in Glow. So I think that Alicia Taylor, I have no idea how she got this job. How do you go from being a drummer and being like the drummer for Kate Nash to now being the ring announcer for NXT? I have no idea. So I'd be interested to know how she got the job, actually. But I think she's fine. I don't hate her. I think she's better than Thingy on AEW, who I'm really not a fan of. I'm so not a fan of him, I can't remember his name. Jon Moxley! Just not feel. I just don't. Don't like it. I don't really like how he pronounces the names, which for a ring announcer is a big thing. So I think she does all right. She's pretty much inoffensive. If it is her. I didn't even see if it was her. We're seeing Odyssey Jones fighting back. There was a little bit of LA Knight that was in control against the ropes. And, I mean, like, who's going to win this match? Thinking about it, like, LA Knight's a pretty big name here. He should probably win. But then, like, Odyssey Jones? I mean, are you really going to have him lose? Isaiah Swerve is supposed to lose the bout, says TJ King. Oh, here's Andre Chase. He's going to do the distraction. Right, that's how they're doing it. Big strike. Andre Chase goes down. Of course, he gets hit with a cutter. 1, 2. And there we go. I genuinely got no idea who's going to win out of Escobar or Isaiah Scott. It's so unpredictable. It's so hard to choose, says Harley. I love watching Lance Archer destroy jobbers on AEW Dark, says Gabriella. Sonny said, damn, it was almost a fight in a hockey game. LA Knight has won. JP Fawn said, this is a teachable moment. Yeah, Odyssey's going to have to deal with Andre Chase, isn't he? Chase University. Life Off Daz, shout out to you, said, I hate Riddle's promos. Please turn heel, Randy. Riddle does my head in. And that was Justin Roberts. Yeah, Justin Roberts. I don't like outright hate him, I suppose, but I think they could do better. I think they could get a better ring announcer. I'm not a fan. I think Brandy was a good ring announcer. I think she loves being on TV. Why can't she do it? She's a perfectly fine ring announcer. Here's Cameron Grimes. We got Ridge Holland, who's been called up. Here's Pete Dunne. Cameron Grimes is distracted by a couple of ladies. Are either of you? Cameron Grimes starting to do a bit of flirting. Fair play. He just walked away from Pete Dunne and Pete Dunne did nothing. Pete Dunne did nothing. You'll do nothing. I thought Pete Dunne was definitely going to attack him from behind. He did nothing. Right, here's Ciampa. Grimes has got ladies on the mind. Austin says, well, all right then. That's a thing that happened. We'll add that to the random things that happen on NXT file that we've got. This Friday, King of the Ring. And introducing Queen's Crown. Looking forward to that. Who do you think the Joker could be? Murphy is the word on the street, isn't it? Hangman's obvious, but I think AEW will throw some obstacles. I heard Murphy, and I don't know why I heard Murphy, but that's what I've heard. That's not concrete, but that's just what I've seen people saying on Twitter. Hangman coming back that way and would make sense as well. Yeah, I could see that. NXT is definitely saucier now, isn't it? Says Alex. Gabriella said, I want Cameron Grimes to come out and play a little banjo. I don't care if it's cringe or not. Ben Russell said, I was thinking about how every championship on Raw and SmackDown has switched brands at some point in the last 5 years. TJ King said the AEW Joker is the Fiend. John said, the problem with Mandy is that WWE was hoping that she'd be another Tori Wilson, but she wasn't, and she's never going to be. Halloween Kills is streaming on Peacock. Is it? That's interesting. Isn't that at the cinemas? Hangman deserves the title. JP said, I've heard Murphy's name being tossed around. Buddy Matthews versus Malachi Black has been announced for Battlegrounds. Did you hear it? What the hell is Battlegrounds? Murphy tweeted a Joker emoji and then deleted it. Oh, well, if he'd have kept it, then he definitely wouldn't have been the Joker. Julie said, I think Riddle and Orton should be good. Should be if Vince doesn't kill it. Who is your favourite character on The Walking Dead in the comics? To be honest, I'm only up to about page 180. Out of like 1,000 pages. I haven't really had a chance to read much more. So, at the moment, yeah, I'm probably still with Rick. I can't see that changing, to be honest, because Rick's my favourite from the TV show as well. So, yeah, Rick's my favourite. Rick's the first one that we're introduced with, and the show in many ways is about him trying to get to his family and look after his family. So, it's hard for anyone else to be my favourite, to be honest. But I'm loving season 11 of The Walking Dead so far. Really enjoying it. They're really going out with a bang. I will really miss that show when it ends. I know it's not ending for a while because it's a long season, but I will miss it. Mandy Rose's new gimmick reminds me of a Bayley heel turn, says TJ King. Willow Jeff should come to WWE after The Fiend's sad release, says Turby X Turner. Alex said Mandy is levels above Tori. Better looking and better in ring. Do you like Elton John commercials? I've not seen them. Right, there's Von Wagner. Here's Kyle O'Reilly. This is the second time you've had my back. I don't like Ridge Holland any more than you do. But I respect you. You've got heart. This is... Let me handle my business and stay out of my way. That's better by Kyle. Those kind of backstage segments, are all right by Kyle. He's not very good at a microphone and cutting a promo, but when he's actually got a little script to do backstage, he can deliver it really well. So credit where it's due. Halloween Havoc returns. Halloween Havoc returns to NXT. The champ needs an opponent. Here we go. NWA are doing some interesting things with Strictly Business. In the world we live in, actions speak louder than words. Yeah. Who has the balls? Is it going to be Bron? Is it going to be Bron Breakker? Are they going to give us like a real fresh... That's who I'm expecting. Well, I don't even know who this is. Yeah, it is Bron Breakker. Bron Breakker walks out. Okay, so Bron Breakker's making his way down. He's got jeans on and a jacket. It's a bit... that's like a Goldberg jacket. God, those are awful jeans. Okay, so Bron Breakker steps into the ring. Uses a siren like someone else, yeah. I want to be the NXT champion. I don't like how he paces around, stands still. Me and you for that. Stop pacing around! You want this NXT title. I need this NXT title. Oh, I love that from Tommaso. Tommaso's like, this for you is just a stepping stone. But this to Tommaso is bigger. This is better. Challenge accepted. Bron Breakker gives me bad Mojo Rawley vibes. I get hype Mojo Rawley from Bron Breakker. He's got a good size. I know that he's Steiner's kid. I know that there's people that are into it. I'm not into him. But he just strikes me as green. He strikes me as green, and I don't like the fact that he's, like, giving me those Mojo Rawley hype bros vibes. Some of there's things I definitely would like to change about Bron Breakker. Oh, there's the new Halloween Havoc graphic. It's kind of the old one, but it's got the NXT logo at the top with some like horror images in the background. Here's Joe Gacy. Bron Breakker will be the next NXT champ. Ciampa will appear on Raw on October 22nd. Here's Joe Gacy. Tonight. He's going to use the ring as our safe space. conflict can be resolved peacefully. And there can be 2 winners? Man, if he's sorted that out, that's going to change wrestling. There can be 2 winners and conflicts can be resolved peacefully. I'm into this guy. Gabriella said, Hype Bros ran their course pretty quick. They did. Life Off Daz says, check Twitter. I've got a little bit of Smackdown humour. Why does everyone always want me to go to Twitter? I did it for Boy. I'll do it for you. I ain't doing it for anyone else. When SmackDown ladies found out that Shayna Baszler was drafted to SmackDown, oh hell no! Yeah, I bet they were concerned. I mean, they have really, really pushed her. And they've booked her to be like a hell of a killer. So, yeah, I could imagine that there was... I think, I can't remember who it was, Corey Graves or someone, said when she was drafted to SmackDown about how, like, the Raw roster would be breathing a sigh of relief. So, I completely agree with that. Fun fact, J14 loves Joe Gacy. I don't mind him. I think it's quite interesting. It's something a little bit different. It's maybe not how I would use Joe Gacy. I think you could have given that gimmick to someone different. Because we know that Joe Gacy, he's the guy with the chainsaw, the mask. Like, you could have done something really cool with Joe Gacy. So I wouldn't have used it for him. But I'm interested to see where this is going. I want to see what this next segment looks like. Steven said, Days, did you know Conor McGregor was at the MTV Video Music Awards, and after the show, he got into a fight with Machine Gun Kelly? I did know that, yes. That was a few weeks back. Airflow Games says, Shayna is going to kill all the women, and then she's going to kill all the men. Shayna is going to beat Roman for the Universal title. Adam said, I thought they might have done Halloween to Havoc on Sunday, considering that's Halloween night, but I'm glad it's on a Tuesday. Is it a Tuesday? Are they doing it as like instead of a normal episode? Interesting. Raw has got Big D and NXT has got the biggest balls. I don't like Gacy that much. Don't believe 316, says J14. Oh, don't worry, I don't. WWE Best Champion 1 said, I still can't accept an okay for an answer. Oh, Legend Killer. WWE Best Champion 1 wants a little bit more from you. An okay doesn't quite cut the mustard, apparently, so... Did everyone like Facebook, Snapchat, WhatsChat, Instagram shutting down? I panicked. Do you know what? It had zero effect on my life. Absolutely zero effect. I hardly ever go on Facebook. I don't have Snapchat. I don't have WhatsApp. And I never use Instagram. Didn't even notice it was down. The only thing that would, obviously YouTube being down would be a big problem. And I might have noticed if Twitter was down. But even if Twitter was down, I wouldn't shed any tears. So I was absolutely fine. Sean Reset said, I hope Facebook shuts down for good. I wonder if they're building up Shayna for a Ronda return. Maybe. That's interesting. It's interesting. Here's Indi, and I don't know the other woman. Persia Perota. Perota. Okay, that's some weird thing with Tian Sha. Ikemanjiro. Jacket Man. Jacket Man. Yeah, they opened up a door and Tian Sha were in there. Manjiro. Were they doing dirty business? Were they? Were they doing dirty business? Inside what? Mei Ying and Thingy? Were they really? I didn't actually see. There was smoke and I couldn't see what was happening. What were they doing? Did anyone see what they were actually doing? Is there a clip? Can I find it? With Bron saying he's got big balls, Drew now calling himself Big D, and Mandy's outfit, WWE should forget their deals with USA and Fox and make a deal with Pornhub. Acceptance, inclusivity. Right, let's see what he does. Bell rings. So he's put his hand out. Let's see where this goes. We haven't handshake. Thank you. Thank you, says Gacy. What's he gonna do? He is locking up. He said this was going to be a safe space, so it's a bit weird to see that they are wrestling. I believe you could knock me down. Hit me again. Oh, Ickerman went against the ropes and Gacy. Nice. Head scissor takedown by Ickerman, going for a clothesline. Gacy. This ain't going to get very far. Like, Joe Gacy is saying things, but you can't trust him. And so people will work out very quickly you can't trust him. So he'll put his hand out like that, shake hands. And Manjiro went shakes hand, but he held on to it. And then obviously it gave him the advantage in the match. Another time he said, I believe you could knock me down. Try again. And Manjiro went against the ropes. And then, of course, Gacy clotheslines him. So you can't trust Gacy. Well, that's the end of his gimmick now. No one's going to trust him. So what's he going to do in his matches? Back elbow by Gacy. The ref is Leon Ruff's wife. Did you know that? Yes. I don't know if I knew they were married, but I knew they were together. If you could bring anyone back from the dead on the show of The Walking Dead, who would you bring back? I probably wouldn't mention that, because then I'd be saying who's dead, and there might be people that haven't seen it. Joe Gacy is going to be the Bo Dallas of 2015, says Braden. A mix of Owens and Bray Wyatt. Ickerman charging over. Top rope Inzaguri by Ickerman. Oh, I like that head scissor takedown. That's pretty good. I like the way that Manjiro bounces off the ropes to go into it. That was kind of cool. Joe Gacy down and Manjiro. Nice, that's nice. It's a little bit Ivar. So Joe Gacy does a springboard like handstand, bounces off the ropes, comes crashing down onto Manjiro, which reminds me of like the Viking Raiders. Yeah, nice. This guy is like Kevin Owens light. I'm struggling a little bit with that because I'm not seeing it. He's got he's Kevin Owens in the face, but I'm not seeing it as much in his wrestling. A hug between the two. And then he walks away. I find the Gacy gimmick a bit weird, to be honest. Because, like, he's hugged him and walked off. But then during the match, he was trying to shake his hand and cheat. So is it just a case that he cheats during the matches but won't cheat during... Who the hell is that? Who the hell is that? Yeah, but who is that? Cora Jade. I haven't seen much of her either. Don't know anything about this girl. We've up next. Well, we'll find out. She's got a little skateboard. She's like Lady Allen. Oh, hello, Lady Allen. Cora Jade, yeah, she was backstage with Trey Baxter. That's how we've seen her. I don't know that I've seen her in a match, though. But, down for seeing what she can do. I don't know who that dude was that was standing in the stands, but basically after Thingy won, Joe Gacy won, he started to back up the entranceway and he was like, thank you. He was talking to Ikemen Jiro and everything. Then he caught his eye and looked up. Some giant dude. We might have been introduced to him once, but I certainly don't remember who it is. Standing in the stands, just like staring down. But as I just said, I mean, with the Joe Gacy stuff where he's putting his hand out, trying to shake hands, and then grabs a hold of him, or, you know, telling them to hit him again because he believes they can knock him down, but then he clotheslines them. I mean, everyone surely now is just not going to trust what he's got to say, so I don't really get where his gimmick's going. I honestly thought that he was going to get into the ring and not fight. I thought he was going to get into the ring and try and have a conversation. I couldn't figure out where they were going. Gonna go with it. But instead, like, he just has a match. I don't know. It's not really doing it for me. I was intrigued by it, and it's not really gone anywhere. We see War Games with the new logo. I hope it takes place in an arena before Survivor Series and not a small place. I honestly don't know. I don't know if they'll do it. If they do it, I don't know that it would be in an arena. I have no idea what their plans are for NXT going forward, or NXT 2.0. It might be that all the takeovers come from this venue. The guy in the stand looked like Tomko from the old TNA, says Moldy Spoon. I think it was Parker Bordeaux. No, it wasn't. I don't think it was Parker Bordeaux. I didn't look at him and get Parker Bordeaux vibes. It was Parker but bald. I didn't get that. I didn't get that at all. Let me have a look. NXT. Can we find a picture of it? Maybe, actually. Maybe, looking at his face. Looking at his face and thinking Parker. I didn't get the vibe at all. It's still not really coming, is it? It's not really zooming in, but yeah, I could see Parker there. Bald Parker. I still don't know that it is, but I can see it. I couldn't see it at first. They didn't say who it was. Could be. Said this before, I agree. RK Bro remind me of Jericho and Owens from 2016-2017. I'd imagine it'll be Orton Riddle at WrestleMania 38. Yeah, I can see that comparison. Is this Duke Hudson? Okay, Duke Hudson, I think, in a casino. Right, here's Cora Jade. See what she's going to bring. I don't know that we've seen... I don't know that I've seen her. Running around the outside. I think she's super... She looks super young. Time to step up for Cora Jade. Virginia Ferry. Virginia Ferry. Oh, Frankie Monet. Frankie Monet's beating up Virginia Ferry. What's Virginia Ferry done? Robert Stone screaming at Virginia Ferry. Okay, so we've got... Frankie Monet. So now it's Frankie Monet. Okay. Right, well. Frankie Monet has beaten up Virginia Ferry. Frankie Monet. R.I.P. Virginia. Cora Jade's theme sounds so generic. Let Him In said she's like Darby's sister. Alright, Cora Jade goes hard into the corner. Here's Frankie Monet, double knees. Right, we've got Indi Hartwell taking on Mi Ying. Mi Ying. Oh, here's Trey Baxter. Trey Baxter's come down. Virginia Ferry didn't get a chance from Frankie Monet just ambushing her like that. She didn't. Gotta have eyes in the back of your head in NXT. They don't mess around. Cora Jade doesn't compare to Rhea. Rhea has got size and muscle. That is true. I don't know that she's trying to be Rhea, though. She's a little bit more like Darby Allin. Darby Allin's a smaller guy, and he's got that kind of, you know, skateboard alternative kind of vibe. But at the moment, she's getting woman-handled by Frankie Monet. Monet charging over into the corner. Big knee strike by Cora Jade. Spear by Frankie Monet. Frankie Monet laughing. Monet picks up Jade. Jade rolls through. 1, 2, 3. Jade wins. Cora Jade gets a win. Cora Jade has beaten Frankie Monet. Big win. She can't believe it. I was only saying that because Charlotte said Cora was like Rhea Ripley. No worries. MSK backstage, pacing around. Oh yeah, we got that fatal four-way, haven't we? Lady Allen wins! Mi Ying is a saucy little devil. I did not see what she was doing earlier. The grizzled young veterans. I know it's off topic, but what are your thoughts on Duke Hudson? Well, he's got a good size to him. He's tall, isn't he? He reminds me of a lot of like a Wade Barrett. He's not like the most muscular guy in the world, but he's got a good size. And I think they can definitely do some stuff with him. Right, big brawl. Backstage. Days Virginia Ferry also goes by Dream Girl Ellie. She wrestles in OVW. I didn't even know OVW was still going. I wonder if OVW is like feeding into NXT. Because OVW used to be their NXT. And then it changed to FCW. Well, then it moved to FCW and then it became NXT. So I wonder if... I didn't realise OVW was still going. NXT UK. Heritage Cup #1 Contenders Tournament. Grizzled young veterans will win. Not really, but I wish, says Austin. Let them destroy one another, says Erase Your Mind. Blaze Radio said, I missed the brawl counter. Yeah, I don't know why it went. I think it went because... Did we start getting a few less brawls? Can't quite remember now. OVW is free on Fight TV every Thursday night. I knew you would know. I knew you would know, mate. Sat there watching OVW whilst eating your steak with a spoon. Primo said, Liv tweeted about how her and Owens have always been drafted to the same show. Britt Baker then quoted saying, interesting, that might stir up some fake news about Liv. Shola says, we're getting bout it. I know that Mickie James was in OVW back then. Can you please help me understand the Joe Gacy gimmick, says Sahil. Sahil, we're trying to understand it ourselves. I do like the idea of him wanting to use the ring as a safe space and for there to be no, like, everyone's going to be a winner and, you know, we shouldn't be hurting each other. I like that. But then it doesn't make sense as to why he's just had a match. Like, I really thought when the bell was going to ring, he was going to stand there and try and have a conversation. I really thought the bell was going to sound and he was going to walk forward, or he was going to get a chair, 2 chairs, and he was going to sit down and he was going to, you know, like, talk to him or something. Because, like, that's where his gimmick felt like it was going to me. Like, he wanted to have a conversation, words over, you know, violence, and talking about it, and inclusivity, and all this kind of stuff. But they ended up having a match. So I didn't quite get that. And then, like, he was cheating during the match. And that was it. I mean, I kind of feel like they had something that was quite interesting. And then they've just really done nothing much with it. So, and I don't really know where you can take it now. So, I'm struggling with it a little bit myself, to be honest. I kind of feel like he's just a normal heel. In matches that he will fight and try and win, and he will cheat. But his promos are all about respecting one another and, you know, trying to have conversations. But I haven't seen him have a conversation with anyone. He's talking about how it's a safe space and how there can be 2 winners, but then he has a normal match. So, I don't really get it myself, to be honest. Kind of feels a bit lazy. I think you could actually go further with that. I think it'd be quite interesting to see, like, what would you do if he refused to fight? And he was trying to talk about it. Don't know. I don't quite know where you could take it. I feel like you could take it a few different directions, but it had potential to be something a little bit like Orange Cassidy, in the sense of a gimmick that we haven't seen before. A gimmick that people talk about. Like, people talked about Orange Cassidy because he was just like hands in the pockets, like, not bothered. And we hadn't seen that. That's such an unusual gimmick that it got people talking. And, you know, in 2021, it's pretty impressive to have something so original that we've never seen before. And Gacy could have had that. Gacy, you know, not wanting to wrestle but wanting to talk. Imagine if he was like a face and people were beating him up and he refused to fight back. And he just kept getting beaten down. but then eventually he does fight back. That would be awesome. There's definitely something you could do with it, but I don't know what they're doing with it. Tommaso talking. Here's Gacy. You offer a championship opportunity to anyone that challenges you. You're putting out some toxic energy. I speak for a voice struggling to be heard. We would love to be included for an opportunity. Beat me next week, and I'll add you to the main event. Next week, that ring. It ain't a safe space. Okay, so Joe Gacy is a wrestler who has matches, yeah? But his promos are all, we would like to be included. I speak for people that don't have a voice. He's quite smarmy, is self-centered. Yeah. It's interesting. I'm really torn on it. The ball guy was Parker. He retweeted that NXT shot. Didn't recognise him. Genuinely didn't recognise him. Being bald. Raquel is mad. He'd better not beat Ciampa. What do you think? Do you like it? JP Fawn said, I like the Gacy theme. Yeah, what do you think? What do you think? Right, we've got... is it Pete Dunne against... Let's have a look. Pete Dunne versus Cameron Grimes. To the moon. Raquel is peed, says let him in. He'd better beat Ciampa, says JW. OVW is working with AEW in Impact. Oh, really? That's interesting. Gacy is being pretentious and far up his own backside by doing this conflict resolution, says Samo HT027. Pete Dunne looks mad. He's an absolute dork, says Luke. Look at the relaunch of the Women of Wrestling press conference. Tessa Blanchard's new home. Oh, is she there? Is she there, or are we asking? I don't know if she is there. BBB Yipsy said, can I get a shout out? I'm in hospital. Shout out to you, dude. I hope you feel better soon. Love Pete Dunne in this. This is proper Pete Dunne attire. Prefer to see him in this kind of thing than in those suits that he's wearing and whatnot. Orange Dunne. He's either loving that Florida sun or he's loving that fake tan. To the moon chance. Yeah, he's over though, isn't he, Cameron Grimes? Kick out by Cameron Grimes. Arm drag. It's not a bad little match, this. Cameron Grimes against Pete Dunne. This is alright. Are you excited by Deben Shida? Yes. Yes. Not a bad thing. It's making you hate him for trying to be a peacemaker. Yeah. I think what threw me off is that he talks about being a peacemaker, but then when the bell rings, he isn't. So I couldn't get my head around it, but I get it a little bit more again after seeing how he just interacted with Ciampa. So he goes back to being that kind of, I represent a lot of people, you know, that can't speak. They don't have a voice. We would really appreciate it if you would add us into that championship match. And then obviously when the bell rings, he'll go back to, you know, just having a proper match. So I kind of, I understand it a bit better now. I'm intrigued by it. I'm still intrigued by it. I keep swinging around on it as I keep learning more, but yeah, I'm back to being intrigued after seeing that promo with Ciampa. NXT tweeted, Haaland (Parker) has arrived in NXT. Johnny said, I think I might have a crush on Cora Jade. Ryan said, I don't mind the Gacy bit. Just weirds me out that he looks a little like Kevin Owens. I can see that. It's clear, in my view, he's deceiving us in a way. Another goal by Leaves. Cora has some nice pics on Instagram, says Mark. Okay. They would be the only wrestling company that would hire Tessa, says David. Right, we've got Pete Dunne bending back the hand, looking for a bit of joint manipulation. We've got Cameron Grimes going over to the corner, and Pete Dunne launching himself over there. Cameron Grimes colliding into Pete Dunne. We are past the halfway point, actually. So as soon as we get to the next commercial break, we'll get the halftime scores. Halftime scores coming up. As soon as we get to the next commercial break, reports are saying Man United have no intentions to sack Ollie. Interesting. It'll be interesting to see if they've still got no intentions after a couple of weeks. Because we've got a big couple of weeks coming up after the international break. Gacy could be like a dark youth pastor, and Parker Haaland a student of evil. I think cult leader Bray type, maybe. Interesting thought. Pete Dunne stomping on the hands, kick to the head of Cameron Grimes. Cameron Grimes is down to kick out. Only just, though. Only just. I'm excited for the 8-man tag match tomorrow, says Rashawn. Here we go. We've got Cameron Grimes. Oh. Kick out. We've got Liverpool in 2-3 weeks. It's rough, isn't it? It's rough. Okay, so we've got Cameron Grimes on his feet. He's grabbing Pete. There's an NXT chance. They're into this match. High kick. Pete Dunne ducks underneath. Enziguri. Cameron Grimes goes down. Ridge Holland. Ridge Holland trying to interfere, but here's... is that Kyle O'Reilly? O'Reilly getting thrown over that announce table. Cameron Grimes with a big kick. Pete Dunne goes down. Pete Dunne chucked into the ring. Cameron Grimes in the ring. Oh, on the top rope. Looking for... bitter end. Gets it. That'll probably be it for Pete Dunne. 2, 3. Yeah. Ding, ding, ding. Can you accept my Tapology request? I will as soon as I go on to it next. Yes. Life of Daz says, wouldn't it be funny if Richard Branson went into space and sang Carrion's song To the Moon? To the moon. Yeah, man, he's over, isn't he? Cameron Grimes. People love him. Kyle O'Reilly gets kicked in the head. Ridge Holland plants Kyle O'Reilly down. Bruiserweight. Did you hear that William Shatner's going to space? I did not hear that, no. Speaking of Ridge, I think he should side with Roman by interfering at Crown Jewel. Still to come, we've got the Fatal 4-Way. Damn it, Grimes lost. He lost. I bet John loves seeing Kyle get beaten up. Pete Dunne wins, says Legend Killer. Here we go, ma. Got a situation. I show up. Let's just say things get resolved. I show up. Things get resolved. Tony D'Angelo. I'm a Tony D'Angelo stan. You can all stan Bron Breakker, the forgotten hype bro. I'm here for Tony D'Angelo. Going down to the meat market. Hey, Ma, you want me to get some meat from the meat market? I love him. Days is in the Mafia. This is true. Yeah, you all need to fear me. John, shout out to you. John D'Oria. How are you, John? Are you enjoying NXT? What are your thoughts, please, John? Please share with the group. I stand Duke Hudson. Davey, shout out to you. The one we've been waiting for, says Shola. Emma! Hey, Shola! How you doing? Get in your halftime scores. 6 out of 10. Tony the cringe mobster. What? It's just nice to his ma, that's all. Can vibe with that. Shola says 6. Joseph says 7.89. Hayden says 6. Justin says 6.5. Let Him In says 6. Airflow Games says 6. 6.5 from Justin. Ryan says 6. Devante said 4. Serge says 5. JP Fawn says 5.15. Austin says 6. Random Gamer says 7. Shola says message retracted. Shark DPR says 6.5. Justin says 6.5. Bonkers says 5. Moldy Spoon says half time plus 10 minutes, 6.25. Moldy 316. J14 says 6. Ledger Killer says 6. Airflow Game said, I love Tony D'Angelo. We all do. Tony the Lobster. Jeremy says 4. J14 says 6. Burn It Down says 6. Legend Killer says 6. Liv and Zelina Sand says 7. Cora Jade's out of 10. Austin says, no, John. I will send DMs in Discord of Adam Cole getting beaten up. A little bit of flirting. Edward Brown says 6.5. Davey says a strong 6. BMess55 says 6.5. LS Dub says 5.5. But I think LS Dub was upset as soon as Mandy Rose came out. He's very easily offended, LSW. And I think he was sat there looking at Mandy Rose and what she was wearing, thinking, this is not the kind of thing I want my children watching. So I think from that point, NXT was always struggling with LSW. Sonny says 6. Man United Hodge says 4.5. Austin said, message says John hates Adam Cole. Flirting! Just calling it as I see it. Deutschland Wiesbaden says 5. Shout out to you, Deutschland Wiesbaden. Mike says 4.9. Austin and John were flirting. Flirting? I hate Austin. Yeah, that's what it's like when you're young. Oh, no, I hate you. But I love you, really. 7 says erase your mind. Johnny said 17 because I just met my girlfriend, Cora Jade. Okay, that'll be interesting news for her. James Chadwick says 6. Shut up, Austin. I'm not Austin. For someone that doesn't like Austin, you sure say his name a lot. Right, here we go. Austin loves John. Austin and John sitting in a tree. Airflow said, it's all lies. I only flirt with you days. Well, you're pretty rubbish at it if that's the case. LSW, shut up. Oh, that's good. We've started full-blown war in the chat right now. Good. I like to just jump into the chat and stir it up a little bit. Just stir it up. Get them riled up. Hit row. Legado. Alex said Tony D is Enzo Amore's brother. Cringe row. Money, 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 money. You want to challenge my manhood? I don't think he's challenging your manhood. At no point did I see him challenging your manhood. Wow. There's a fight on the hockey field. Do you think Dream will ever come back? Not unless those allegations get sorted. Flirt Row. Is this the guy that's going to be fed to D'Angelo? Malik Blade. Malik Blade. Tony D'Angelo. Hey, I'm Tony D'Angelo. Hey, Ma. I'm on TV, Ma. Hey. Oh. How you doing? Tony. Tony. Guys, I've got something to admit. You know Tony in the chat. It was Tony D'Angelo. Tony D'Angelo was in the chat all the time. Tony. Yes. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, take a little bit. Hey, take a little bit of money. Here we go. Take a little bit of money, hey, referee. I know how this works, yeah. Here he is, look, Tony. Bring Tony. I can't. He's in NXT now. You want to go one-on-one with Tony D'Angelo? Tony is the GOAT. Tony doesn't look that sexy. Tony ain't here to look sexy. Tony's here to look after his mother. Let's go, Tony. Let's go. Yeah, man. People are into Tony. I'm into Tony. He's got that likability factor. Going back against the ropes. Who is this guy? Hey, who is this guy? Who is this guy? Ah, they love him. I love him. Listen, if you're going to do a promo and talk about a meat market, you're in my good books. Couple of little slaps on the head as he got him in the headlock. Against the ropes goes Tony. Catches Blade. Oh, nice. He's over. People are into him, yeah. It reminds me of the Brooklyn Brawler. Yeah, he could get used that way. I love the Brawler. Brawler should be in the Hall of Fame. He might end up doing that, I don't know. Oh, lovely strike by Tony. Yeah, is this the guy? He's working the crowd well. Got a little bit of that from Tony as well. Drop kick. Tony goes out the ring. Tony in the ring, charging, takes down Blade. What's his finisher going to be like? I get a sense of humour, Adrian. Huh? I am getting, there could be like a little underdog story with Tony. Tony's like a brawler that, you know, works hard. I could see him being a little bit like Rocky-esque. I could see him, how would I book Tony? I think I'd have him like grind out wins. I wouldn't have him squash anyone, but he like grinds out wins and he picks up wins, but he does lose like the big matches. Build up some sympathy for him that you just can't see him to get over the line, and do a little thing of him saying like he doesn't know if he's got it. Like he's never doubted himself, but it's hard, and NXT is, you know, is where the best go, and you know, he spoke to his ma's told him to keep going, things like that. Build up that sympathy. You could get somewhere, and then, like, you know, down the road, 2 years later, he comes in as like a late replacement for a title match, wins it, big moment. That'd be awesome. I mean, granted, this is the first time we're seeing him, but that's the kind of vibe I get from him. I want him to be a face that, like, you know, doesn't cheat, does the right thing by his ma. That would get over. That would work. I tell you what, he's having it hard here. He's certainly not getting past this guy, Malik Blade. He's pleading with Malik Blade, hurls him into the corner. Right, here we go. Belly to belly. Plants Blade down. Tony chance, man. Oh, that's nice. Oof. 1, 2, 3. So he sort of gets him in like a perfect plex, but rather than going backwards, he actually like spins him over to the side. Tony gets the win. There's people in the crowd going, Bellissimo, bellissimo. Yeah, man, you could do some stuff for him. Tony wins. Big Tony wins. Days, I've sent you a DM. Oh my god. I don't know if there's a sentence I dread worse than that. I don't know if there's a sentence in the English language that strikes fear in my heart as much as that does. I've sent you a DM, says William Hensey. Alright, about it, man. Trick Williams. Ah, is he going to say it? I hope he says it. Go on, say it. Go on, say it. Say it. Go on, say it. Say it. Go on, say it. Say it. Say it. No one cares about you, Carmella Hayes. Yay! We bout it, bout it! Yay! We can strap up our boots and make the ring talk because we bout it, bout it! Yay! Bout it, bout it! Bout it, bout it! He said it! Of course he said it. He's always going to say it, and he was always going to say it. Imagine if he didn't say it. I'd turn the show off. I'd probably delete the YouTube channel. I'd turn the show off, delete the YouTube channel, and I'd give up on wrestling. Right. We've got, were they really getting jiggy with it backstage earlier? Mei Ying. Yes, but what was she doing? What were they doing? Mei Ying and Indi Hartwell. Where the hell is the rest of the way? This is the Undertaker thing. Uncle Taker, did he say? Uncle Taker. Escape the Undertaker on Netflix now. A little scary, little Ming. He said it twice. By the end of the week, I should be all set up with the Ontario works, and then in a couple of weeks, I'll be able to apply for the ODSP. Shout out to you, dude. I'm pleased that it's going well. Uncle Undertaker. Apparently, the guy in the crowd at Gacy was Parker. Yeah, people said earlier. Didn't look like it, but he's shaved his head. And it threw me off. Let's... I want to know what the flip that they were doing earlier backstage. I'm going to Google it and see if there's a clip. If there's a clip of what happened earlier. If someone's put a little video clip on. Because if they were getting jiggy with it, you know that's going onto Twitter. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Getting jiggy with it. I don't know what they were doing. I can't see any. I can't see any clips of earlier. Did anyone see? I'm not looking for like Mei Ying pornography, but I just want to know what they actually showed on TV. I'm not buying it, Moldy Spoon. I am not buying it. And there's nothing on Twitter. They were getting jiggy. I've never drunk so much Pepsi and chocolate in my life. You drunk chocolate? My dad always has Coke or Pepsi and a lot of chocolate. Uncle Taker is going to kill the New Day, says Airflow Games. Legend Killer said, I'm watching NXT 2.0. Shout out to you, dude. Same here. It's alright. It's alright. It's an alright show. It's watchable. I don't do Jordans and Udamars. I do explosions and Molotovs. Y'all blowing smoke as if y'all ain't washed. I blow the smoke from a car exhaust. Flying to a party I'm not invited to. Feeling, says Chronic Effect. Chronic Effect, shout out to you, dude. I hope you are well. I hope you're doing all right. Ostima's trolling days. How did you believe him? I don't know what they were doing. I never saw it. And honestly, this show's getting kinky, so if they were getting jiggy with it, would it really be that big of a surprise? I mean, we all know that they're trying for that sexier demographic, aren't they? They're like, ooh, like that. Ooh. And that was Boba. Right. Mei Ying versus Indi Hartwell. Here is Indi Hartwell. And Indi Hartwell now is with... So is that it? Is that it? Have we written off Johnny and Candice? So Indi Hartwell is with Persia Pirotta. I wonder if I wonder if she's put them... I wonder if she's with her for a while. Right. Is Indi Hartwell against Mei Ying. Apparently Mei Ying was getting down and dirty earlier. What? What is he chanting? This crowd is not like the Full Sail crowd, is it? It's not the crazy, unhinged, sabotaging the show crowd that we used to get at Full Sail. Stomped by Mei Ying. Mrs. Lumis was the chant. Ah, okay. Mrs. Lumis. Against the ropes goes Indi Hartwell. She bumps into the old boomer woman. I don't know why. She just strikes me as an old boomer woman. Like, if it turned out this woman was like 58, I'd be like, yeah, that probably makes sense. Mei Ying. Stomping the back of Indi. Mei Ying going over. Big chop to the chest of Indi Hartwell, who goes down. This crowd sucks, says Brony. They're trying to make this chick look like Su Yung from Impact. Who do you think Punk's next feud will be? Dunno. Seemed to be something to do with Team Taz, wasn't it? Will he go on to another member? I know he faced Powerhouse Hobbs, but will he face Ricky Starks or Hook? Will it be Hook? Kick to the midsection by Indi. Mei Ying with a forearm strike. This match isn't doing it for me. She's got Indi by the throat, is it? Indi goes out the ring. Mei Ying goes out the ring. She drives her back into the ring post. All right. Persia taking the strike instead. Indi Hartwell rolling Mei Ying back into the ring. Indi, elbow drop to the back. Rolls her over. 1, 2, 3. Boomer woman lost. Spooky boomer woman lost. Wow. And the ring goes back on. If you like it, then you gotta put a ring on it. Right, Lash Legend. She's going to spill some hot tea next week. Hey, it's Tony. Hey, Lash Legend. How you doing? You want me to go down to the meat market for you, Lash Legend? Hey. You need to bring D'Angelo on. I want to talk about my ma. Anyway. She shut down Instagram and Facebook. She's that popular. That's clever. Using topical moments. Here's Raquel Gonzalez, not leaving much to the imagination with her top either, by the way. I looked it up. Apparently Mei Ying is a former Fenton's trainee called Karen Q, and she's 29. Looks like you could slap another 30 years on that. The Mei Ying story is garbage. I loved it at the beginning, but not anymore. Rhea's boyfriend with the dreads. Oh, really? Everyone loves a little bit of Tony. I was away way longer than I'm expected. I'm surprised that Indi beat Mei Ying. Yes. I was also surprised. Raquel Gonzalez is next. Let's see what she's got to say to Mandy Rose. Probably I hate you. I tweeted you the only thing that I could find on that segment. Let's have a look. Let's have a look and see. Has James Chadwick got any Mei Ying porn for me? Let's have a look. Oh, no, fair play. Fair play, thank you, James. So, here we go. Look, the door's open. Mei Ying's just sat there. There's no kinkiness. Look, she just sat there. There's Boa. Door gets slammed. So there's no kinkiness. And she's wearing clothes. If she was sat there naked, like boomer naked, then I'd be like, yeah, there's a bit of kinkiness going on, but what are they doing? Just like in a smoky room and she's in a throne. It's still weird, I'll give you that. But, yeah, I appreciate that, James. I would hate to have gone to my grave having never seen what was in that room. I told you it was a joke. There was no kinky stuff. How did you take that so serious, says Austin. Oh, because I wanted it to be true. That's why. Because I wanted it to be true. How do you do Tony's voice? I want to do that. You just have to listen to how he talks. I mean, I do it very well, of course, you know, as a trained actor. Days, if I didn't know your real accent, I would say that you was Italian for sure. I know. It took many years of high-level training to get that good. I'm glad that Mrs. Lumis won. Absolutely. Did Raquel run into a wall or something? Cesaro tweets like his Tony. Does he? What, did he go, hey, ma! Can't believe I'm on Smackdown, eh? Do you want some frogs? No, I'm alright, thank you. I heard your queen got drafted to Raw. Who's my queen? Who's my queen? Elektra Lopez is my queen. Linda's my queen, and neither of them are on Raw. In fact, I have not seen enough Elektra Lopez this week. There's Ivy Niall, though. Hachiman. Our coach. He's left bodies laying everywhere. More championships than Tom Brady. Hatchie Man is the coach. Ivy Niall. Look at her, man. Can I knock out every woman in NXT? And Malcolm Bivens says, why the hell not? Look at the chains around her neck. She's ripped. The Creed brothers. They're good. I really like Diamond Mine now. The centerpiece. Roderick Strong. It's good. Yeah, this is good. This is a good group. I can see this group working on the main roster. Diamond Mine forever. They're good. Right, what we got? What's happening? What's this? Raquel Gonzalez with a little woman. Samantha Irvin. She's probably not that little. She just looks little compared to Raquel Gonzalez. That was a great vignette. Yeah, it was good. It was good. I like Diamond Mine. You've been making waves for what? A month? I've been here for close to a year. It's not that long, is it? She's not a bad promo, is she? She's alright. Touch my title again. You won't be posing for 1 million likes on the gram. Is that what people call it? The gram. You'll be posing for a body cast. Here's Toxic Attraction. Raquel Gonzalez should probably get a couple of friends, shouldn't she? Why is she always carrying a rose? Gigi Dolan. That would be my only question I have for her. Why are you always carrying a rose? The hot bod highlight reel, Roderick Strong. I am serious, says Minty. Days, would you like to see a cute puppy in a teacup? Nah. I don't like animal cruelty. So seeing a puppy in a hot cup of tea, that sounds awful. And I think you're a really bad person for looking at those kind of pictures, Sonny. I thought you was better than that, to be honest. I think that's really disappointing. I think I speak on behalf of the community when I say that my impression of you has changed. That's some like awful dark web stuff that awful. You need to think about your life choices, Sonny. Gigi Dolan's had enough. She's going to go to the ring. What are you going to do, Gigi? Go on, Gigi. We can add jealousy. Where did she go? Where did Gigi go? She stormed to the ring and she disappeared. We're the faces of NXT 2.0. We're going to hold all the gold in the women's division. I really feel like they're just annoying flies that could be swatted away quite easily. Just need to get 3 good women together and just destroy this, whatever this is. Come on. Ladies. Someone gonna help Raquel? Why are you still holding the title? Like, surely you need 2 hands. Ah, here we go. Io and Zoe have come to the save. That's good. It's good. Good pair. There we go. Champions, like the Avengers, the champions of United. It's weird seeing Io in shorts, isn't it? Not used to seeing her legs. I didn't even know she had legs. We need more Cora Jade, says Johnny. I really wish Mandy killed the what chant on that Ethan Page line. Here's Von Wagner. Next week it's you and me versus Ridge and Pete. I like the fact we're getting some like locker room segments. Vignettes, locker room segments, talk show bits. It's much better. I like the fact that we're getting that and we're getting some storyline development and whatever. It's good. Yeah, they are doing some good stuff. I definitely don't think NXT is a car crash. I know there's some people saying it's a write-off, it's car crash. I don't feel that way. Briggs. Do you know what? I'm just going to put Fatal 4-Way. Fatal 4-Way tag match. J14 loves Tony Storm. Woo! Is Raquel Gonzalez in a relationship with Braun Strowman? She might be. Yeah, someone is like that. It used to be Camille, but she's not anymore. So, I think so. I don't know 100%, but I think so. I'm going to say 70% yes. Von Wagner's promo sounds like a generic 2K promo. They should have just given Von Wagner a caveman gimmick. Sonny said he read it! He read it! Yeah! There's definitely some good stuff on NXT 2.0, says Brony. Days, should Tyler Black and Adam Scherr, a.k.a. Seth Rollins and Braun, debut on AEW? Plus, was Kevin Owens a member of the Bullet Club? Owens was not in the Bullet Club, as far as I know, unless he was like a member one-off in Ring of Honor or something. But Owens wasn't over in New Japan, so I don't remember him being in the Bullet Club. But he was with those guys in Ring of Honor, so has got that relationship with them from there. So Seth Rollins, I don't think should be in AEW. I think he's perfectly happy in WWE. Should Braun Strowman go to AEW? He could do, but I don't feel like he's essential. If they think they can do something with him, they think that it would work, and then they could take him, but I don't know that he feels... The problem with Braun is that he's got a good look, and he can cut a bit of a promo, but he's just not... He hasn't quite got the X Factor. He hasn't quite got it. I think the problem is how he was booked, to be honest. I don't know if it's his fault, But it might be the train noises as he runs on the outside. It might be the get these hands. It's all just so fake. Like, if you could strip back all the fake stuff and just have him as a killer, just have him going out there being this big monster, you know, a bit like, you know, Brock works because he's real. Like, what you see on TV from Brock is how Brock is. Like, he is a monster. He doesn't like people. And so what you see is what you get. If they could present Braun in a realistic manner and cut out the stupid fake catchphrases, get these hands and Strowman Express and the train noises and all this kind of... If they could get rid of all of that nonsense, then you could probably do something interesting with Strowman. I definitely think he's got the look that would, you know, benefit a company like Impact. But AEW's just got so much, like, how do you fit him in? How do you fit him into a already stacked roster? It's a real challenge. So, I don't know if you... Some people would say yes, some people would say no. I don't know what I would say. Braun is dead. Titan has arrived. Look at Rick Boogs' tweet. I don't want to keep looking at tweets. What's Rick Boogs said? What's he said? Ben said, Days, if Roman never pulled out of WrestleMania 36, do you think Braun would have won the Universal title? Probably not, to be honest. Probably not. I mean, honestly, think about how amazing it is that he had to pull out. Because of Roman going away, he came back as a heel. Here's a bigger question. If Roman never went away at 36, would he ever have been a heel? All right, we've got Io, we've got Zoe, we've got... Toxic Attraction's not the only team you need to worry about. Right, we've got Zoe and Io just having a little back and forth with Indi and... is her name Persia? Tommaso Ciampa takes on Bron Breakker for the main event of Halloween Havoc. However, Joe Gacy might get involved. Joe Gacy. I am interested by Joe Gacy. That's what I told often. It's really crazy to think Roman would have been heel if COVID never happened. Kyle O'Reilly and Von Wagner taking on Pete Dunne and Ridge Holland. I don't think I could put what Rick Boogs said on Twitter on this stream. Oh. Well, no, I can't say it then, can I? What am I meant to do? Have a look and go, oh. Oh, dear. There you go. If you want to read some bad words, then check out Rick Boogs' Twitter. You know, you've got me intrigued now. God, I hate this. I'm going to have a look. Let's see what Rick Boogs is saying. Rick Boogs. Excuse me, everyone. Rick Boogs. He's kind of tweeting out during the show. He said a lot of stuff. So he's just tweeting out during NXT. I don't know what he said. Words. He said words. Joe Gacy is officially a main roster guy. Swerve versus Escobar. Santos is going to win that title. Arash Martin said, did you see how Braun showed emotion and his new gimmick that was previewed on ECW's Free the Narrative from a few days ago? It's the best work from him if you get to see part of it. I didn't, to be honest. If it's not happening in AEW or WWE, then it's not really on my radar. So if he's doing good work, that'd be good. I wish him all the best. I was fortunate enough to meet him, I've said before, and he was a lovely guy. Right, this is Fatal 4-Way match for the NXT Tag Team Championships. Championships on the line. Halloween, I'm going to go scare trick-or-treaters. Rick Boog said, did I just hear that Dexter Lumis snapped his Jimmy and needed to get it stitched back on? NXT 2.0 is awesome. Right, MSK starting us off with grizzled young veterans. Have we got an overrun here? Because we've only got 8 minutes to go. Gacy looks like a serial killer in America named John Wayne Gacy, and it is scary. Oh, perhaps is based on him. Kicks coming in by the tag champs. Double stomp to the back on Zach Gibson. Beat the bigger man, Austin. I've DM'd you the Rick Boogs tweet. Alex Bliss Gamer 0809. Shout out to you. Alex Bliss Gamer 0809. Why are you called Alexa Bliss Gamer 0809? I know you used to be John Cena Gamer 0809, and you changed it because you're an Alexa Bliss stan. But what's the Gamer 0809 about, please? Did you start playing games in 0809, but you can't remember exactly what year it was? Are you like, I started about in 08, or it might have been 09. I'll put both. What is your name all about? Please respond. Brad G said, NXT always runs over. Frank said, what are your thoughts on a Chip Butty? Don't mind Chip Butty, but I haven't had one in years. James Chadwick said, Free the Narrative was amazing, but people always tell me that I just like everything. Justin said, there's bout it chance. Yeah, it could be. I think there could be bout it chance, because he is in the ring right now. It would make sense. Trick Williams with someone. There we go. Tags in Carmelo Hayes. Big kick by Carmelo Hayes. Against the ropes. Oof. Inverted atomic drop. Nice shoulder tackles. Here's Trick Williams, double boots by Briggs and the other dude, whatever he was called. We're getting bout it now for sure. Minty said, NXT should just be a 3-hour show. I'm just kidding. I hope that never happens. Same here. Ben Russell said, Braun and Roman both signed my Universal Championship on the same night at a live event ringside. Almost broke my jaw getting to ringside as I had to jump over a barrier and I hit my jaw on someone's shoulder. It's a hell of a story. Into the side of the ring. Wesley tags in Nash Carter. Wesley up top. Nice. 1, 2, 3. Right, Trick Williams has gone. So it's an elimination one. Okay, we've got grizzled young veterans. We've got the Briggs and other person. And we've got MSK. His name is John Moxley. John Moxley! Bout it, are gone. Yeah, bout it, are gone. Oh. Hayden said, I don't want to watch 3 hours of NXT. In all fairness, if this was 1 hour, it might actually be the best show of the week. If you could just cut out some of the waffle and just keep the good stuff, like lose half the show. Go back to being a 1 hour show like really wrestling should be. Surprised they got eliminated first. William said, too bad Austin Theory got drafted. Would have been cool to have had Theory and me. I don't know what you mean. Hype Man said, let's go Grizzled Young Veterans or MSK. They should call their team Bout It, Bout It. Will you do NXT if it went to 3 hours? Would I do NXT if it went to 3 hours? Yeah. I would do it. 1 hour would be good. 1 hour would be good. I would love 1 hours. Days, my picks to win King and Queen of the Ring are Ricochet and Liv Morgan. What's your pick for King and Queen of the Ring? Who do you think's going to win King and Queen of the Ring, please? Put in your thoughts, please. And also, did Alexa Bliss Gamer get back to me? Or have I been ignored horrifically? It might have been ignored horrifically. Just having a little look. Yeah. I was ignored. I've been ignored. Oh, hang on. Here it is. I'm called Gamer because I like to play games. Yeah. That's not the bit I was focused on. It was the 0809 bit that I was focused on. Why are you called, like, John Cena Gamer 0809? Get it. Alexa Bliss Gamer 0809. Get it. You like Alexa Bliss, you like games, but what the 0809 is what interested me. Please respond. Woods and Mella. Doudrop and Corbin. King Xavier Woods. Brian wants Woods and Morgan. People really want it. Why is Xavier like the one that people want now? Queen Shayna and King Woods. Woods and Doudrop. Woods and Shayna Baszler. Zelina for Queen. Where's the Woods thing come from? I don't know where that's come from. King Xavier, Queen Naomi. Has he like mentioned it on Up Down Down or something? King of the Ring, Xavier Woods and Queen. I'm not sure if she's got it in her, but Vega. Xavier Woods, because Xavier Woods wanted to be the next King of the Ring winner, I think. Okay. I don't want Xavier to win, says Brony. Liv and Xavier Woods. Woods has been trying to bring back King of the Ring for years. Ah, right. Okay. If you look at Xavier's Twitter name, you'll see why. Oh, my God. I mean, I might as well just not stream. I might as well just tweet all night. Do you think if I did that, people would be like, oh, can you stream? Can you just jump over and do a stream? Is there two Xavier Woods? I've got one Xavier Woods, but I don't think it's the wrestling Xavier Woods. Oh, here. Austin, hashtag Hail King Woods, future King of the Ring. Right, so he wants to win it. Okay. King Woods and Queen Naomi. I think Days wants Gable Stevenson to win King of the Ring. I don't know. I want him to be booked well. I don't want him to be booked badly. I want him to be booked well. So, nah, it's a bit too soon. To be honest, I didn't even think he'd be involved in the draft. Queen Doudrop. When did they announce this was an elimination? Yeah, I have no idea. That caught me by surprise as well. There is an NFL player. Oh, I just went onto his Twitter account then. I was like, who's this? And I had a quick look to see if there was any wrestlers or wrestling. I was like, I don't know what this is. So, yeah, I totally just went to the wrong Xavier Woods. Told you guys I shouldn't be on Twitter. Can't be trusted. MSK with the moonsault. King Finn and Queen Alexa. 1987 big fan said, I don't think Woods will win. I don't think WWE would make it that obvious. I hope Woods gets to the final and loses. Against the ropes, over the top. Grizzled young veterans trying to work together. Double knees by Zach Gibson. In comes Briggs. He's pinning the wrong person. Gibson knows. It was at this point he knew. He had effed up. Big strikes Gibson. Is this going to be the end of the road for Grizzled young veterans? Boom. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we're down to MSK against Brooks and Briggs. So, Nash Carter slumps outside the ring. We're going into overtime. We are going into overtime. King Shanky and Queen B-Fab. Yes! I want King Shanky. Oh, my God. I want the final of King of the Ring to be Xavier Woods versus Madcap Moss. And I want Madcap Moss to win. Are the titles on the line? They are, yeah. Oh, kick out by MSK. I want Liv to be Queen, or I want Woods or KO to be King. King Owens. King Owens? That'd be alright. What about King Days and Queen Sunny? Queen Sunny sounds nice, doesn't it? Imagine King R-Truth. That would be fun. That would be fun, James. That would be good. Let Xavier be King of the Ring. He probably won't win a world title. But he's not going to win King of the Ring either. Oh, dear. It's a shame. Oh, diddums. No, he can't. Don't want him to be King of the Ring. King Xavier and Queen Francesca 2 Turbo. 1, 2, 3, MSK win. King of Moss. Ryriv said, I've changed my name. I can see that. I can see that. Days, Queen Naomi or Queen Shayna, King Xavier or King Dominic. Oh my God. King Dominic. Oh my God. They've got the tag titles, Briggs and Brooks. Are they going to hand them over? Are they going to be douches? MSK retain, they do. MSK retain. King of the Ring would actually be a good way to build up Ricochet. And Liv should win, says Ben. James Chadwick said, do you think NXT should have a King of the Ring tournament? I think they should be involved in it. But I don't think they should have their own. Imperium. Spinebuster. We've got Aichner and Bartel. Are they coming down to make the save? Briggs and Brooks. Okay, so we've got Imperium, but we don't have Volta. Thank you, Imperium, chance. Thank you, Imperium. And that's the end of the show. Thank you, Imperium. Chance indeed. Indeed. Houston said, I saw this coming. They've been on a winning streak. Your queen, politely demands 2 large ice caps. Right, get in your scores. Get in your scores. What did you think of the show? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Are you happy? Are you sad? How are you feeling? What did you think of the show? I thought it was okay. It's not a show that I think I'm losing my mind over. But they definitely are doing some interesting stuff. I feel like there's an amazing 1 hour. And then there's like a bit of like... I don't want to say what. They're not like... I don't think there's filler in there. I think they are genuinely trying to make interesting segments. It's just some hit and some don't. So, it is what it is. But, yeah, I definitely think there's some good stuff that they're doing. Trey Gaiman says 7. Vinji says 7. Zoom Station says 7.5. Evil Master says 7. Corvid says 5. Dylan says 6.5. Airflow Games says 6.5. Hayden says 6.5. Austin says 6.5. Sonny says 7. Ben said it's an average, so 5. Who do you think should win King and Queen of the Ring? I'd have maybe Shayna Baszler. And I would have maybe Carrion. Could be interesting. 6.75. 8.5 says Sean Rossett. Legend Killer says 6.5. Liam Clark 6.75. Burn It Down 6. Robin 725. 6.25 says Brony. Bonkers says 6.8. Eddie says 6. I'm gonna... what am I gonna go with? I'm gonna go with a 6.25. Gonna go 6.25. I don't feel like there was anything that big on this show. Just kind of felt like... I don't even know if I'd say this is average. I'd say it's just a touch under. I definitely want more. More meaningful stuff. But what we got was all relatively solid. Some segments were better than others. But, yeah, by and large, like, this is an episode I think you could have missed. There will be much, much better episodes to come. But, yeah, we got to look at Cora Jade. We got to look at Joe Gacy in ring. Obviously, we had a good look at the tag division, which has just had a hell of a showcase in that main event. We had a few interesting matches in there. But as I said, there was nothing that felt essential. And I think that was the problem with tonight a little bit. So, yeah, I'd probably go down rather than up, but... and that's it. We are done. Big shout out to everyone that joined us. Big thank you if you watched the draft review. I hope you enjoyed that. Something a little bit different, and it was nice to bring that to the channel. Obviously, NXT, another week in the bag. We are back tomorrow. We've actually got football on football days. So we are watching. I think it's Italy-Spain or something like that. Like, it'll be a nice little game, that, full of stars. Remind me a lot of the Euros. So, and that was a great game. I think when they played each other in was it the semi-finals, they faced each other, went to penalties, and it was quite dramatic. So, if we get something like that tomorrow, it could be fun. So, we've got that. It's a semi-final as well. They are competing for a trophy. So, semi-final tomorrow. They'll face the winner of Belgium-France on Sunday for the Nations League trophy. It's kind of like there's 3 trophies you can win in football if you're a country in Europe. You can win the Nations League, the World Cup, and the Euros. Those are the 3 that you can win. So it's Nations League, which I don't know. Is it every 2 years, the Nations League? Every year? It's every 2 years, I think, or something. Or is it every year? I'd have to have a look at that because it's new. It hasn't been around that long. So yeah, I don't know. I know that the Euros are every 4 years, World Cup's every 4 years, but I'm not sure about the Nations League. So I'll have a look at that before tomorrow. But anyway, it's a semi-final. And we've got that, and then we've got another game on Thursday. But tomorrow night on this channel, we've got AEW. So shout out to everyone that joined us. Have a great evening wherever you are. And hopefully See you again next time. Bye for now.